And we're here for episode 11 of the Remote Play Gaming Podcast. I'm going to start by kicking it over to our buddy Curtis because he's got a promise to fulfill here from the end of last episode. So, what's the deal, man? Where's our big guest? Is he going to call in or what's going on?
Actually, as a matter of fact, that's him calling right here, boys. I told you it was going to happen. Cliffy B coming at you live. Hang on.
Oh my goodness.
I don't actually. How you doing, Cliff? Yeah, our listeners are here already. Thank you for joining us. All right, let me patch this over here. I promise I'm a avid tech guy, so I can make this happen. All right.
Year 6 reveal.
All right. Year 6 review. Exactly, dude. All right, we just gotta transfer. Is it added on Discord? All right, Cliff, can you hear us? Cliffy. All right, well, some technical difficulties. We'll get that worked out in the show notes and whatnot. But I said it was gonna happen, folks, and it happened.
He technically called in, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh.
So, guys, Evan, Curtis, welcome back for episode 11. Going strong. Thank you to all the listeners, viewers, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Great showing on the Discord as well. So we've had a lot of good talk there, especially with the Steam Summer Sale going on. And I just want to see, like, what have you guys been playing lately, or what are you looking at picking up? And maybe we'll take the show from there.
So I've been playing D2.
Diablo 2.
Which D2?
You got Division 2? Nice, dude. Hell yeah.
Definitely not the Division 2, right? So, but no, we played our first. Oh, I played my first dungeon with it was with Mark and somebody else on our Discord, and it was a blast. Mark carried us through.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like just a 3-person raid. Like doing the Vault of Glass again. Kind of thing. So,
thanks for the invite.
Yeah, well, 3 people, and you were too busy playing your 3rd-person cover shooter. So
yeah,
as God intended.
It was pretty. But
yeah, I've been playing that. Yeah, it was awesome. It was a good time. It took us, just under 2 hours, right? So,
yeah, I think it was like hour 45, and lots of different puzzles and stuff. And there was a lot of booby traps in this one, and I have already run this dungeon, so I knew that. So I'd be like, "Hey, can you guys hit this button?" Wham! Spikes gone.
It was fantastic.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
they would get afraid to hit the button, and then I'm like playing mind games. I'm like, "Oh, hit this button. It's totally safe button." They're like, no, you hit it. I'm like, okay, nothing happened. Like, all right,
all right, let's roll.
No, but it was a pretty good challenge, right, Evan?
Yeah, it was a good time. I couldn't figure out. There's like a part where you have to jump through these portals, I don't know if they're portals or little like plasma cannons or something.
Yeah, the boosting.
And,
where like boosts you through.
It's
like what's it
boost
called
cannons,
from?
Boost cannons.
Yeah, like from Halo.
But I messed that up a couple times, and so I spent half of that phase of the dungeon just trying to catch back up to the other 2 guys. But yeah, I've been playing that a little bit of I started Trails of Arise, or Tales of Arise, on which is also it's on Xbox, it's on Game Pass, and a little bit of Dead Cells and Pokemon Leaf Green.
Nice, good mix of modern down to retro classic. What have you been playing, Curtis?
Well, I'm a Tom Clancy diehard. I've been playing a lot of Division 2. Trying to scoop up. So actually, Division 2, like pretty much every other game these days, has a season pass that I wasn't even aware about until like after I beat all the main story and almost all of the expansion content. And to my surprise, the season pass is only $10 compared to like $20 for every other game. So I was like, I'm going to reward this like only quasi greedy $10 money grab instead of like this 25, 30, ultra money grab that all the other game folks do, or in Destiny's case, $50 expansion. So
Plus the season pass.
Yeah, it's $100 for
there's a
this.
season pass for Destiny 2?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's an
I think
MMO.
there's
Dude.
Uninstall.
You're
Uninstall.
not paying a subscription like you do other games.
This is an
Right.
outrage.
See, they've actually had updates in the last 3 years, unlike Division.
That's not true at all. That's
what
not
the
true at
expansions
all.
are. It's their actual new content, right? But no, there's like a $10 season pass, I think, and then there's also like a $20 season pass that just gives you more.
Yeah, see, that's
season
what I'm talking
stuff.
about. You got the season pass, but then you got the season pass.
Yeah,
Uh,
I had to have Mark explain to me season pass. This is the first time I've played any games that have like that like extensively that's had season pass. I played a little Halo Infinite, I played a little Apex Legends, but like I never played them enough to really understand what was going on with the season pass. But and usually those are cosmetics. I don't really care about cosmetics. But
dude, you gotta
yeah,
look
so
dope
I
as
had
you're blasting fools, man.
And he's not wrong.
Dude,
He's not wrong.
You gotta look
I
good.
play first person. I play first person games on like one person here on the show, but so
It's
I
not
only care
about
what
you
my
seeing yourself. It's about you flaunting to everybody else, dog.
oh man, I
Gotta
got
have
time
that
for
sweet
that.
drip.
Yeah, you gotta let them know Nicki Minaj just blasted you.
Exactly.
Banana Man. I just pulled up the Steam numbers for Division 2 and Destiny 2. So currently playing Division 2, 2,200 people. Currently playing Destiny 2, 66,000 just on Steam. All-time peak 14,000 Division 2. All-time peak 316,000 Destiny 2. I think we
I
see
don't
the
think
superior
that's
D2.
accurate because you gotta like I think most people are probably, at least PC, are probably playing it through the whatever Ubisoft calls their version of Steam. That's how I first started playing it as
We
well.
all know nobody
Uh,
uses that.
Bro, that's how they get you. That's how they get you. And then like me, then you go over to the Xbox, as it was intended, and you buy it on the Xbox.
Right. No, I definitely, if I had more time in the day, I would definitely play Division 2 because I like the first one, and I even like some of what I played in the second. Okay,
Well,
so
I
you
do.
know.
I was also hot take. My brother texted me yesterday. He's like, bro, you got to play this game. You got to check this game out. Check it out, bro.
He was
I
playing
was like,
some
what are
weird
you
game.
talking about?
I saw him on. Let's see if it's what I think it is. I saw him on
Dude, I
Discord.
guarantee it's what it is because I don't even know when he went to bed because, it was only like 4 o'clock for him. I went to bed at 2:30, I think, last night. And all afternoon, all evening, and 4, 5, 6 hours worth, we're sitting there playing the Angler, dude. Call of the Wild, the Angler. We're just fishing, just straight fishing all afternoon. It was incredible. I'm like, Nick, there's no way I'm gonna download this game. It's gonna be so dumb. And he's like, no, just come on, do it with me, man. Just try it, or we'll help you get leveled up so you can catch the big fish. And I'm like, sounds lame, but I'm not doing anything else. So all right. So it's on Game Pass, obviously, because Game Pass for life. And real quick, he's on PC, so the game on Steam, I believe he said, was $9. But crossplay enabled, so I was able to join him, no problem. He takes me out on this boat, and he's like, "All right, this is my spot. This is the spot, dude. Just cast out with this. You're gonna catch something." I'm like, "All right." Cast it out. Bam, caught a fish. Bam, caught a fish.
Love it.
All evening, he's just, "This is the spot, dude. Catch fish." I mean, it was it was ridiculous, but it was a lot of fun. I was taking screenshots with my trophies on them. My 11-pound rainbow trout.
I love it.
It was fun.
Dude,
So
that takes me back, man. I used to play fishing and hunting games and stuff like that, like on PC.
big
like
game hunt.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
dude.
That's actually the reason that I would even download it in the first place. Because otherwise, I just told him, I was like, "No, I'll play something else with you, or just hang out on Discord." But we've played hunting games in the past together, and like you said, when I was a kid, I used to play a lot of the hunting games as well. And yeah, I just had way more fun than I was expecting, honestly.
So to be honest, I saw this on Discord, and I'm like, it didn't say the Angler. It said Call of the Wild. I'm like, oh, cool. Like, what is this game? Because I'm thinking like Breath of the Wild's coming to mind, like Wild Hearts, that Monster Hunter knockoff.
Call of Duty, Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, Oh, Call of the Wild. Yeah, I also had that thought run through my head because it was like shitty mobile games that are like, they like take two different games, smash them together, and just
Yep.
spam the marketplace. I'm like, what is this guy playing? But now I know it's a fishing game. So okay, I will not try
Dude,
this.
Honestly,
I
it
will
sounds
not
like
try. 100% will
it
not try
sounds like a
this.
sounds like a vibe to me. So I feel it.
I mean, that's what we're doing, right? We're just shooting the shit. I was drinking a couple beers, just like I would be if I was really
Real
fishing.
fishing.
Right.
It's hilarious though, dude, because every
Kurt's got
person
his
that
fishing
catches a
hat on,
fish
you know,
in
with
the
the
game, every person that catches a fish in the game, like it pops up that they caught this fish. And so like the fish have different levels of I mean grades basically, like bronze up to diamond, right? And so you get the most money, you get the most XP by obviously catching the diamonds. And so anytime anybody's name pops up is like, oh, Joe Schmo caught diamond largemouth bass, whatever.
Mhm.
Everybody in the map, dude, floods to that spot that he's at so that they
No.
can start trying. So we're like, me and Nick were just sitting there, and I didn't even know at this point because I was still so new that they had like these little grades and like the diamond was the highest, but I caught a diamond something or other, and like all of a sudden, Nick's like, Are you out of the boat? And I was like, no. And then like I turn around, there's like 9 other boats just all around us, dude.
Oh.
Everybody just swarmed to us because you can see where everybody's at on the map,
Yeah.
and they're just like, bam, all right, I'm coming for that diamond.
Oh my gosh. And is there
Oh
like
my
is
God.
there like a
So
higher spawn rate or something? Or is it like no, they see there's a diamond and they're gonna come try and get it. And like there's only a couple.
So I don't know for sure, but the way that Nick was explaining it to me was, like if somebody caught a diamond in that area, then there should be another spawn of a diamond
Mm.
there. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the way that he was explaining it to me. So like everybody just floods to that spot, and like you go from like just me and Nick to like the rest of the server is all like, "Whoa, we're coming for that diamond."
Kurt jumps into this game for the first time and catches shiny Charizard on his first
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man,
Gotta look good.
damn straight. I did with my sweet skin too.
Love
But
it.
that's cool. So I don't want to say MMO, but it's just like like you said, you can see everybody kind of like
Yeah,
that's
just online. Yeah. That's cool.
yeah.
I like it. All right, that was that air was where you guys were supposed to be very polite and ask me what I've been playing, but I'll just ask myself. Yeah, that's
Well, yeah, we
Wait,
don't really care
do
though.
we care?
fine.
Yeah, that's next segment. Let's roll.
But the viewers do. Hopefully, maybe. A lot of Destiny 2 Iron Banners back this week. So I did do the dungeon with Evan and a guy on our Discord, and been doing Iron Banners. Pretty fun actually. Just trying out some different weapons, and there's like better gear, different events and different playlists and story mode and multiplayer have like every week it chooses which one of those randomly will have like better gear drops just by playing or by winning matches or by completing missions. And Iron Banner happens to be one of those. So I'm just doing that, which is cool, and playing a lot of Luigi's Mansion 2 with the kids, which is fun actually. We're a little over halfway through the game, so kind of ripping through that. And I don't really get the hate for that game, but I don't know. Sometimes like I mean we're all guilty of it, right? Like we're so micro into the gaming meta or like overanalyzing things. We're like, well, there's 3 Luigi's Mansion games and this one's actually the best and that one freaking sucks. And um as just kind of sitting and enjoying it with my kids, I'm like, this game's pretty good. It's like what I remember from Luigi's Mansion as a kid, and we're having a good time, even though it may not be the most top tier respected Luigi's Mansion. But yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot different these days, right? Like the meta is global as opposed to like
Mhm.
just
Neighborhood.
on your play.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Just the neighborhood playground, right? Like it's like so and then you get, your Game Informer magazines and stuff like that back in the day and it's like but not
Let
everybody.
me cut in here real quick, just because you mentioned that. You can actually subscribe to Game Informer, like the
Oh
actual
yeah.
physical publication. I just subscribed like
And it's back.
2 months ago.
I'm
$20 due for the
googling.
year.
I'm googling it.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, sure, why not?
I need
Yeah,
toilet
you can pick
material.
up the issues in at GameStop too, and like so I'll go. I pick up my son like there's one with like Sonic Superstars on the cover, and I picked that one up. Like, and they have like older issues, and they go down in price like after a few months. So he's got the Sonic Superstars and the Mario Wonder issues or whatever. So it's like he skims through those.
Does
Some of the pages are.
Does the sub? Sorry, guys. Does the sub give you like a login or something? Because I see like on their website, there's an exclusive video from today. This super giant games art director Gen Z, not Gen Z like the generation, but Gen Z on the making of Hades 2, and I'm like super interested in that. But it says exclusive. I don't know if there's does the subscription
Uh,
just give you the thing, or can you just watch
so
this?
when I subscribe for it, it was just like for the magazine. Maybe there's another tier where you get the magazine and um like something where
Wait,
you
is
can
it?
log into their website.
Are you saying it's a video or it just says
It's an
Gen
article
Z
and a
exclusive?
video.
Because like, you
Oh, it's
probably get
exclusive coverage. It looks like. I think you can just watch this
Ah,
right,
video.
okay.
right.
Yeah, sorry.
I would say, isn't that like a magazine thing where you get exclusive coverage, exclusive interviews, right,
Yeah, it's
to the
true.
magazine?
Yeah,
Um,
paywall stuff.
but there is like a sign in thing at the top, so that's why I asked. So yeah, less
Yeah,
than $2 per an issue.
with the pro rewards or whatever, you can get like the digital issues or whatever. I think you can just download the Game Informer app and get like whatever
Mhm.
the current month's issue. You can just claim it.
Doesn't hit the same though.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. It's like, you got to smell those pages, get that fresh
Mhm.
magazine
Exactly.
smell. It's like open a fresh pack of Pokemon cards or something, man.
Nothing
But
better.
oh yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
But,
that's what I've been playing, and now apparently I'm going to be reading Game Informer. So thanks for that. I got like a
Right.
people on the audio podcast won't see this, but I have like a long hair on my face. I cannot find it, so I'm just grabbing it
Mark's just
myself.
pulling imaginary strings out of his eyes right now.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
It's probably what are those giant spiders down there? Huntsman spider web, dude.
Huntsman,
He's
dude, stop it.
just
Like crawl, dude. That would be scary as hell if that just crawled up the wall during the video and I didn't really see it, and you guys were like, behind
I would cancel my tour immediately.
you.
dude, so you bring that up. I was showing somebody. I was at a wedding yesterday. I was showing somebody. I was like, dude, my buddy in Australia, he sent me a picture of this kangaroo that was in his his wife's works parking lot or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, like I picture the kangaroos that you see at the zoo that are like 5 foot long, and they're these adorable little things. I was like, this thing was a freaking grizzly bear. It
Yeah.
was a
There's the
grizzly bear.
Giga Chad, dude. Giga
But with like
Chad.
I was like, like throwing out, Mike Tyson punches, but also, it was
Mr.
just
Steal Your
freaking
Girl,
massive.
dude.
I couldn't believe how big that thing was. But and then I was like, yeah, and I was like, I was like, they got spiders like the size of tables down there,
Mm. When
But I was
Stiggy and spiders, if we get to 35 subs on YouTube, I think we're at like 31 at this point. 3,100, obviously, because we're so popular. No, we're at 31. If we get to 35, I'll post that picture on all our socials, like Discord and everything.
Dude, that
I'm okay
I
with
was
it.
doing the same thing when we were at the embassy karaoke last week before our last episode. And I was like, you guys got to see this kangaroo, dude. Like my buddy's wife comes out of work and just Giga Chad is there waiting.
Yeah.
Nobody could like they saw like just how swole he was, dude, and everybody's like, oh my god, even like just random Bulgarians who were like that were in the bar with us. We're like, whoa.
Dude, that little where he bends over, starts crawling, takes like a couple steps crawling, arches his back. I'm like, oh my freaking goodness.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Dude, you
But,
almost got divorced there for a second, like
yeah.
straight up. Laura
He's
thought
soft and
about it. She's like,
cuddly and huge. Yeah. Yeah, so we have new people here that we just made friends with, went on a double date, and we did pizza and stuff at this nice Italian place, went to a speakeasy after, and somehow this kangaroo came up, and the dude's like, can you send that to me? And like, sure, like we'll send it to you. Like we just showed it to you, but we'll send it to you. Immediately starts forwarding it to like people back in the US, and it was like, oh look, should I square up with this guy? I'm right here right now with this dude. Like it was his picture, and it was honestly hilarious, like the responses he was getting. But yeah, gotta watch out for the roos down here, man. The skippies.
incredible.
But on a remote play gaming note, do we have any kangaroo games to transition?
I was just thinking the same thing.
Kangaroo video games. Kangaroo video games. There's gotta be, right? The original Kangaroo from 1982 was some type of arcade Atari game. I'm definitely gotta look that up. There's not a lot of Kangaroo games. There's a lot of room for market here if we want to step in on this.
Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. Somebody come out there and give me a kangaroo game, a little boxing kangaroo game.
I think that one's been done, but Cow the Kangaroo,
But
KAO. So if you're a fan of the show listening, go play Cow the Kangaroo and let us know how it is.
let's say get a little kangaroo guy in the next Arms game, right?
The next Arms. He's probably going to be a
We're
skin in the next Call of Duty.
Dude,
We're
would
definitely
not
getting
be
Arms.
surprised. Did you see this? Did
Exactly.
you see the new dumbass skin that they just got put out? I can't help but just laugh at the absurdity of this stuff. We talked about it last.
I don't think
episode,
I've
but
seen this one.
It's like a giant rooster, like a giant like
Stop.
yeah, like KFC type thing, and there's a gun that comes with it that's fried chicken wings all over the gun. And then he stuffs like a turkey or chicken on the end as like the silencer or something. I was watching a clip.
Looking it up right now.
Some COD fans are actually going to come on here and be like, actually, that's not the silencer. It's the, I don't know, whatever, suppressor.
This is ridiculous.
Do you have it?
Dude.
They really need to stop trying to be
Ah.
Fortnite and just be Call of Duty, please.
Like, yeah, I know we already talked on this, and I don't want to I don't want to rehash old wounds, but like they can do these in a way that is not ridiculous. Like they did a Burger King skin with a dude wearing like a Burger King T-shirt, but he's still in like tack gear. He's wearing jeans. He's got like a baseball cap and sunglasses. Like you don't have to be ridiculous running around with the fried chicken blaster, dude.
I did.
Like,
Okay.
I don't
I
get
know
it.
this is like super old school, like to hold a picture of a picture or whatever, like on screen. But I don't know if people can see this on the video. But there it is. There he is.
Ridiculous, dude.
That,
Ridiculous.
when I think top tier elite specialist Navy SEAL, this is what I'm looking at. This is what I'm thinking.
So there's like I think a series called like Hard Boiled Chicken or something like that. I played some on the Vita. Honestly, legit like little side scrolling shooter.
Hard boiled chicken. My FBI agent's gonna be interested in this one. Hard boiled chicken. PS Vita. Rocket birds. Hard boiled chicken.
Yeah. And I think
74%.
there's like,
Doesn't seem bad.
I think there's a bunch of games. I think it was like like PS Plus 1 month or whatever. And I was like,
Oh,
I
I
picked it up
recognize
and-
this like cover art.
That's what that made me think of.
A violent
But,
2D platformer / action adventure. Sounds right up your alley.
It really
Yeah.
does. Yeah, this was built for him.
Yeah. Speaking of skins, Fortnite comes up anytime you talk about skins. There's a new Fortnite mode that's actually pretty cool. So first off, in multiple episodes before, I've talked about the no build is actually really good in Fortnite. I know people like clown on the graphics or whatever, but the game runs rock solid 60 plus depending on your platform. And then the no build mode where it's just guns is actually really good, and they added like scopes for first person and stuff, and like attachments that you can get in game, so that's cool. But this new mode is called Reloaded, and it's on like a smaller map, and you can play like duos, trios, quads, or whatever. I was playing duos with my brother-in-law, and so you drop in, smaller map. They added a ton of loot everywhere, so it's just like there's just freaking guns, bullets, and stuff everywhere. You're never worried about like picking stuff up, and you're just shooting and killing constantly. And then you can as long as your teammate's not dead, you automatically reboot in 8 seconds. Like you come back in unless somebody finishes off your teammate. So it's like, oh, there's a lot of like high pace, like frantic, like, oh, stay alive, I got 2 seconds, just like let me get back in. And you come in with like a basic gray gun as well, AR, so you can get right back into shooting. It was pretty fun. I played a couple hours this weekend with him, and I was like, all right, it's cool. I gotta respect them for they could just rest on their laurels and cash in on the skin collabs constantly, which they do that.
Yeah.
But they do try and do all these different modes for different types of players and stuff, which is cool.
I would actually be quasi interested in checking that out, like because the building thing has always just been like my biggest turnoff for that, right? So, just checking that out, I think could just for like a big giant melee could be pretty fun.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Install it. I'll play with you.
I feel like I just can't keep up. You've seen me jump into competitive shooters every now and then, Mark, in the last few years. And
Yeah,
every
you
time
remind me of a robot, dude. You're like, as a gamer, you're a robot, and you're very good at certain things. Like you make a robot that's good at like whatever like the 3 or 4 genres are that you like, and you can do other things, but we gotta like gotta oil the gears and stuff a little bit. So it takes you a little bit
Right.
to get used to and get in a flow. And then all of a sudden you can play, but then we're on to the next game because that's what we do.
Yeah. 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 The shooters, it's like, I don't know. I feel like I used to be pretty solid. And then like there were several years there where it's like I would just show up for a match and I would be the top, like I'd be the top dog, and then the next match I would get 2 kills, and then but and then anymore it's just like I just go in there and it's just like everybody's just so much better than me. And I'm just like I don't enjoy this at this point. I
But
don't have
you're
the time to
always invited because that's free kills, baby. Free kills. You're always on the invite list.
Pad them stats.
That's right. I remember. I mean, the Halo, your bachelor party, your now brother-in-law being on his team, dude. He gets so mad.
Dude, I actually want to
He's
do
so-
that when I come back to the US. We need to have a giant like Halo party.
Dude, I'm all for it. Honestly, we could do it remotely with Master Chief Collection, right? But
Yeah, we
You
could,
guys
but
know,
I
like
do want to like see people in person and yeah.
yeah, absolutely,
the
absolutely.
LAN parties generally go like all night, and you guys are like, oh, I got kids, I gotta go in 45 minutes. Like,
I've been training my kids;
Yeah,
they're
but-
ready. And if anything, it'll be battery swappers. Put the batteries on. Daddy needs a fresh controller.
all right, and beer getters.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
All right, deal.
Yeah.
I'll join then.
love it, love it, love it, love it. Oh, the other game that I did play was man, somebody in the Discord might have mentioned this. But Cats Organized Neatly. It's like a puzzle, like almost Tetris type game. There's Dogs Organized Neatly as well, and it's like on Steam right now for like $1.50. And so my daughter was playing that. I was kind of helping her a little bit. And then my wife took it over. Like my daughter went to take a nap. She goes, "Give me that, give me that." We actually got it on the Switch. I'm like, "What?" She's like, "I'm playing that game." Next thing I know, she's like on level 35. She's like, "Man, this is getting really hard." But it looks cool.
Like yeah,
It's like not bad.
you sent that picture. I was like, oh my gosh, this screams my wife. Like that would be a game she would just sit down and just lock in.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, we have similar
yeah.
wives, but there's like a bundle too for like might be like $4 or something for Cats Organized Neatly, Dogs Organized Neatly, and then another game of theirs that actually looks semi interesting too, like another puzzler type.
Hmm.
What's
So
up?
it's just for those of us that are, or for those folks that are not listening, it just looks like different shaped cats going on a Tetris board.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's it. And you can rotate them around. Like they give you a different size, like space. Like it starts off as like a basic square, right? It's like okay, put the cat in there, put 2 cats in there. But then they'll split it off, and it's like like a stair shape on one side, and then a stair shape on another. So you got to jam them all in. Yeah, it's like
Okay, I gotcha.
Tetronimo type. So speaking of, I got that game on the Steam sale. What are your Steam sale like hits, wish list? Did you buy anything? Is there something that you want to buy? What do you guys got going
So
on?
Yeah.
I've already purchased. I haven't played it yet, but I've purchased and installed RimWorld. It's a game that one of my favorite streamers has played for. I mean, just for forever. And I've always wanted to try it, but it's like it just never goes on sale, right? Like this has Nintendo syndrome. Like it'll go on sale, it'll be like 3% off. So I bought it. I finally cashed in on. I'm very much looking forward into playing it. I just haven't yet. And the other one that I'm planning on buying, I just haven't, like I said, I haven't done it yet, is Universim, where you're just basically like a god and you, uh, it's kind of hard to describe. Like you're basically like a god and you start off with like a couple different like people in your tribe, and then you build it up like from the Stone Ages basically up in um so, but that same streamer, Quill18, he's played this game a couple times as well, and that one's always looked really interesting to me, especially back in the day. I really enjoyed the another game like this, and I can't remember the name of it now, but it's like you started off as basically like an amiibo,
Black and white.
or amoeba.
Black and white.
No,
No?
that's not it. You'd start off as amoeba, and you would like be- attack people or like get diplomatic and stuff like. It was like a kids game, really. But
What was
one of
what was
the
the Sid Meier one? That was that black and white or is that the other one?
it's Sid Meier's. It
Spore.
was an EA
Spore?
game. Spore.
Spore.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Or
that genre really kind of took hold of me with Spore, like way back in the day, right? And my wife loves that game too. And so like anytime I see like one of those like godlike games, or I don't know what the name for the genre would be, I'm always interested in it. And now that Universum, it was in early access for a very long time. It just recently
it's got
launched
good
within the last
reviews.
couple months.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and all of the gameplay that I've watched from like the streamers and stuff, they're like, now that it's like 1.0 and fully launched out of early access, there's a lot of good things that came along with that final update. So I'm looking forward to checking that out. I'll definitely will pick that up before the sale goes offline as well.
What'd you say the name of it was again?
It's Universe Sim,
Universum.
all one word, like universe and sim.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like 9
Yeah,
out of 10,
dude.
very positive reviews, overall positive. Looks good.
I picked up Spore was a game I picked up for my MacBook
I
back in
played that on your MacBook at your house. Yeah.
yeah, dude. And like if you pre-ordered the Galactic Edition or whatever it was, you got the Creature Creator like early, and
Yep.
dude, I remember spending hours and hours in that Creature Creator.
Just making
And
dudes. Yeah,
it's funny.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the only character creation tool that I've ever actually spent any amount of time in, because usually I just hit X or whatever random is until I find one that
Would you
taps.
sit down and do that now? I actually had this thought and this discussion with somebody else the other day. Is that a product of its
Uh,
time and that we were kids and that we had all the time in the world? Like if Spore came out today, like with modern enhancements or whatever,
right,
would
right.
you actually sit in that character creator and create a bunch of stuff? I'd like to say I would, but
Uh,
I don't know if I would.
Yeah, right. I like to think I would. It would have to be something I was doing with like my kids or something. But like,
Mhm.
because like, my son would definitely get a kick out of that. But yeah, I don't think I would today. And really, it's kind of interesting. It's like even if we were the same age we were then, and it came out, but like in today, like you know what I'm saying? Like, does that compete in today's space for my time playing video games? I don't know. That's
No,
a
yeah, probably not,
I
right?
think
but
I would try
like,
this out. I think, but probably for a real different reason than you guys, because uh, assumedly you could go in and take that 3D model that you've built, and then I could put that and make that into an STL form, so I could print it with my 3D printer. Um, but if I'm just like there to play around with it and make a dude and then go to work or go take the dogs for a walk, probably not.
Right.
dude, I love to think of you like you print that thing out, paint it out, and then like you go into your next like 40K match, you just plop that dude on the board, and
It's a
that.
blob with
That's
eyes. Yeah.
That'd be
but
incredible.
but yeah, no, man, Spore. Yeah, sorry, you brought back memories of Spore. That
What
game
we're
was
here
like
for,
so
baby.
good. It was so good until like you got to the top, and then you're just like, all right, like once you
Then
started
there
going
was
average
nothing.
pace, yeah, like it was just like, oh, this is
Yep, just dropped off.
yeah,
And I think that's what the big problem was, at least until the 1.0 release for Universum. I think that was the same problem that people were complaining about, because it was in early access for quite a while, and until they went full release with it, I think it had the same problem. There was really nothing to do once you reached like a certain like civilization status or something like that.
Mm,
Um, so I'm looking forward to actually, you know what, I think I'm gonna buy it right now while we're on here. That way
man of
I
his
can
word.
put my money where my mouth is. I'm curious to
tune
see
in next
how they
time
sort of address that. Yeah. Tune in next time on Remote Play Gaming.
Love it.
to find out.
Um, you're gonna grab stuff right now. There is some stuff I'm gonna add to my cart right now. I'm gonna do Bloons TD6. It's $1.39. I love tower defense games. I hate the theme of this, but I think I've got to give it another go. I tried like a different Bloons TD way back in the day, and it just didn't beat like Warcraft 3 tower defense type stuff for me. But I'll give it a shot. Dome Keeper
I was
Engineer Gear Pack, $2. I'll grab that.
Big spender over here.
oh yeah,
Hey.
yeah, man.
Um, was looking at a recommendation from someone in our Discord server called Sticky Business. So it's a game about like you're running a sticker shop, and that'd be perfect for my daughter and really my son. He's just a year younger, so maybe not, but could play that with them. And then I have a ton of stuff on here. I'm not gonna run through it all, but one I wanted to bring up, especially to both of you, is have you heard of Shogun Showdown?
This
That
sounds
sounds
familiar. Let
familiar.
me check.
And this came up when I was reading a thread about Slay the Spire.
I've seen this.
One second, sorry. I had to get off my
Yeah, I remember because this remind. I'm interesting to see how you connect this with Slay the Spire because when I saw this, obviously the first thing I thought of was Darkest Dungeon.
Oh yeah, totally. But it is a deck builder, I guess.
Ah, okay. Well, then that's how you get to that Slay the Spire.
Yeah, popular user-defined tags for this product. Rogue deck like builder is the number one besides early access. So, I mean, I see the room base. I see a shopkeeper. Obviously, the battling kind of looks like in that arena type setting, like either Darkest Dungeon or Slay the Spire. But yeah, I'm pretty interested in this one. I was in a thread about like Steam Deck games, and this came up.
I dig it. I dig it. Was Reddit or
Yeah,
was it in the Discord or
it
what?
was on Reddit. Yeah, I could link the
Okay.
thread later. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Evan, what's on your wish? Okay, I'm gonna rephrase this question because this guy's got like 500 items on the wish list. This was a topic of discussion in the Discord. Like people were blown away. Like, what's not on your wish list? Basically, but
so
give us like
my
one or
wish list
two.
was literally my
Top
wish list was
three.
literally larger than my Steam library. So I had 246 games or something like that in my Steam library and 250 games
Tell
in my
tell
wish
tell
list.
me you're poor without saying you're
Unreal.
poor. No, I'm just kidding. Tell me you have kids without saying you have
Here,
kids.
yeah, right. So I went big spending on this one, trying to knock out some of that wish list. So I went all in and I spent a whole $3.18 on Frostpunk, $3.18 on XCOM 2, and $1.32 on VVVVVV or whatever,
Mm-hmm,
that little
mm-hmm,
precision platformer.
mm-hmm.
How much
So,
was Frostpunk
I'm surprised you bought Frostpunk. It's on
two
Xbox,
ninety
isn't
nine.
it? Or did it leave?
on Game
It's on
Pass?
yeah,
Yeah.
it is on Game Pass. Yeah, so it's on Game Pass, but it was $2.99 and I'm like, I for $2.99 this game totally looks like something like I would want to get into. I haven't tried it. I have it downloaded on my Xbox, but I'm like I kind of want to play this handheld. It's playable handheld, so
Mm.
um
It's fun, but pretty hard. I'm
uh
I'm curious to see how you get along
y-
with it and how you like it.
So
right.
I don't want to interrupt your wish list, but I'm curious, knowing it was on Game Pass, but you still bought it on Steam, like why? Well, I guess what was so and I only asked this because I had this conversation with somebody else at work, um, who like drops in and out of Game Pass. So they're like, if this is something that I want to play, then I'll buy it, right? But if it's just something I want to check out, then I'll check it out when I'm when my kids are at school or whatever, because or in school rather, not like not on summer vacation. So I'm curious, like what the because I think all three of us are pretty much like have years of Game Pass in the bank, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Right. Yep. Yeah, so I guess I saw it. I'm like, it's $3, and I was like, if this thing falls off Game Pass, like I have it here. Like it's
Mm.
$2.99 in the Steam sale. It's
Okay, I got you.
impulse buy territory, right? So although it is interesting, I have 250 games on my wish list, and I picked a game that I could go ahead and play with no cost, right? Like
That's what I
at no
was
cost.
thinking, right?
um, but yeah, and I'll probably pick another game or two up. Like I had Skelly Celeste in there, and then I pulled it out just last second because like this game has a vibe, and somebody in our Discord, which we have somebody in the Discord that like is just provides the best recommendations for like Steam sale indie pickups, like. But they brought up Bone Razor Minions, which was another one I had. So I loaded my cart up
I'm gonna
with
pull that up.
like $200 worth of games. And and then I slowly just chipped away. I'm like, all right, like I'm trying to get under $20 here. And so I slowly chipped away at like games. I was like, all right, well this one's at $29.99, so I'm probably not gonna buy that for under $20, right? But and I slowly chipped away, and like I said, Skelly Celeste was the last one that got cut out. And I only spent like $7.50. But so I might spend a little bit more. I might jump grab Skelly Celeste. I might grab Bone Razor
Bone
Minions, which
Racer Medias
is
looks legit, bro.
yeah, dude, and it gets like it's like a night was it 97% or something like that. Like it's like overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah. Action
Uh,
roguelike bullet hell. I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's kind of Vampire Survivors like, and it looks pretty good. And then Skelly Celeste is more of like your action shooter. So you're actually actively, combat or whatever, doing combat and stuff. Not shooter. It's I think there's more melee and stuff in it, but there's a whole bunch of these games that I think it's all the same studio that does them, but they kind of got that retro pixel art, whatever look, and just kind of like just good old arcadey gameplay
Mm-hmm.
that I tend to gravitate towards. So especially on the Steam Deck, like I think the most intensive game I've played on my Steam Deck was vanilla Skyrim. That I jumped into for a little bit. I played some Portal, right? And other than
Yeah,
that, it's all been like these $5 indies,
pushing the
right?
limit.
So,
Yeah,
uh,
that's cool though. That's
yeah,
what it's
yeah,
for,
yeah.
man. It's to access stuff you're not. I mean, it depends on who you are and like what you got going on in your life. But like with kids and stuff, it's for me and probably for you. It's hard to go to the gaming PC in a separate room, isolated from everybody else. And I'm gonna get on this big rig to play a couple indies. So the Steam Deck's great for that, just to have it.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I've got one
but
to recommend really quick to Curtis. I don't know if you'll like this one, Evan, but pull up Songs of Conquest.
Say it again.
Songs of Conquest.
Conquest.
It looks freaking awesome. Like I kind of want to get this and just not get anything else on my wish list.
Hey, guess what? That's on my wish list.
Yeah, we've talked about it before actually. But even just the initial
Right, I'm
screenshot,
looking
you're
at
gonna be
it.
like, you'll be like, oh, dude, this looks legit.
Turn-based
Well, they got
tactics. Is this
developers streaming it right on Steam
XCOM
right now, so
style?
it's got to be good.
That's pretty.
Yeah, local multiplayer if you want it. Turn-based tactics, 4X tactical, turn-based strategy are the tags. So it's all like hexagonal based, like old school, like BattleTech and stuff like that. But like Might and Magic themed kind of. So you got like
This is
dragons and
giving
turtle
me.
monsters and stuff.
This is well, monsters aside, this is giving me I can't think of the name. The Nintendo
Fire
fantasy
Emblem.
Fire Emblem. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Fire Emblem.
yeah,
The combat, like the way that they're all set up, is looking like Fire Emblem-y to me. But I mean,
yeah,
it looks cool. I'll have to check this out.
yeah,
I love the little frog knight dude right on the cover.
yeah, dude. It looks cool. Looks cool. Um, you know what?
Oh yeah. So
One thing
well,
I'm gonna take off my wish list, due to our pre-show talk, is body cam. That's coming off my wish list. Can you tell me why it's coming off my wish list?
Boy, I would be happy to tell you why it's coming off your wish list. So like you, I was reading a Reddit thread the other day, and a comment was talking about body cam and how like how great it looked, and talking about how like it was created by just two guys, and like the bulk of their maps and stuff like that were just put together with the like the Unreal Engine like stock stuff that you can buy, like the stock houses and
Mm-hmm.
scatter terrain and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know how the comment thread string led to it. However, uh, the the trailer that we all saw, a year and a half ago, whenever it came out, that showcased like this ultra realistic, like first person shooter, is not actually body cam, but in
Mm.
fact is an entirely
Mm-mm-mm.
different game.
They juked us.
And that game, they did, dude, they did the hardcore, because there was zero question in my mind that this was what
mm-hmm,
I saw,
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
back in the trailer. But Unrecord is actually the name of the game that what I believe a whole lot of other folks were talking about, or believe that the
Body cam
body
was
cam
right.
actually was. Yeah, exactly. So Unrecord is
Unrecord.
supposed to be a single player shooter that looks, I mean, remarkably similar to this. But yeah, so I think you could safely take that off your wish list and replace that with Unrecord.
Just did it. Yep, just did it. I would argue this one looks a little more realistic, but and it's because I think too that they have a lot of like daytime scenarios. This is something I noticed about body cam, a lot of dark areas, dimly lit, using a flashlight, low light situations. And the clips on this are like daytime, going through a warehouse or whatever. So I mean, we'll have to see
So
when it
that's
comes out.
actually what you just described right there, the extreme darkness of the body cam game is actually why I returned it,
Mm-hmm.
because you just can't, like, you could be right next to somebody and you just couldn't see them because it was just so dark. Even with your brightness, like I maxed my brightness all the way out, could not see anybody. And then if you did turn your flashlight on, if you're like obviously you're gonna go hide in those dark spots because that's like the most tactical thing to do. Moment that you turn your flashlight on, basically everybody in the map sees you because you just lit a giant flare and you just die immediately.
It becomes like a horror game. Jump scares
Yeah,
and stuff.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so unrecord.
Yep. I just put it on there. What's a game on your guys' wish list that is not out yet? Well, unrecord obviously counts. But you can
That's
like
the only one.
really.
Yep.
Evan,
Everything else I have
you've
has
got to have
been
several,
out.
right?
Yeah. So it has to be pre-release or early access, I
No,
assume.
I'm saying like not even out yet. So I'm gonna give you an example. Slay the Spire 2. Added it to my wish list because I wanted to,
Oh, okay.
follow and wish list it.
Oh, okay. So unrecord counts, but body cam doesn't because it's in early access.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
give me. You have any or no? Am I the only guy that does this?
I'm trying to figure out how to sort that way. I'm on mobile. I don't know
You
if
could
He's
it's
got
sort by
47
release.
pages.
Yeah, you could sort by release date.
yeah.
Would help.
Coming soon. Oh gosh. Yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You got a bunch.
I've
Like
got quite a few.
what's one you're looking forward to?
Frostpunk 2. Frostpunk 2 is definitely one.
Well, technically,
I'm
you can
gonna give
add
a
it to
shout out
Game
to.
cart
Pass
right
Day
now.
1.
Yeah, Game Pass Day 1 as well.
Yeah, but it's not out yet. I'm gonna throw. There's a demo for this game that I've played. But it's called Slope Crashers. And
Slope
dude,
Crash.
if you guys played Snowboard Kids on the N64 back in the day, this is this is a callback to that, right? Like I've even like commented on this. It's like one guy doing it, or one developer rather, and yeah, I've commented on like the trailers and stuff, and like they communicate a little bit back on the YouTube trailers, and definitely they took a lot of inspiration from Snowboard Kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I've played the demo. It's like it does take me back right to that, like back to that time where it's like I would go rent the game on the weekends, right? And then play
Eat your
with
pizza.
play with some buddies, finding some secret like
Routes through the thing and
shortcuts.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some shortcuts and stuff like that, and doing some tricks. So I don't know. I'm hopeful for this game.
It looks cool. I just pulled
Uh,
up the video. It 100% looks like Snowboard Kids. Just
right.
with
Yeah.
animals,
I mean,
right?
it really evoked that nostalgia, yeah, which was really cool. I mean, 11-bit Studios has a bunch of games coming, which is the Frostpunk devs. So they have the Alters as well, which is like, um, it's that game where you play as one guy, like, but like all kinds of different like they branching paths, you know. So it was in one of the Xbox. I think it was in the developer direct or something, or maybe a third party
Yeah.
showcase or something that they did in like March. But game looks so cool. It's kind of got a little bit of like Fallout Shelter vibes, but then also like um a little bit of survival thing. You have this like big old like round spaceship or thing that you're kind of like moving around. I don't know. Looks like a great time. I think there might be a demo out there on that. But I mean, honestly, there's a bunch that I could probably go through here.
You guys,
Artificial
go ahead.
has I would say here's one that Artificial is a physics-based first-person shooter, a first-person puzzle platformer inspired by Portal and Half-Life, and that's
Oh,
all I'll
right
say
up
about
your
that
alley.
one.
Yeah, right up your alley.
It boggles
Yeah,
my mind how different Evan and I's game tastes are.
Yeah.
Like just
Eh,
crazy. This guy says platformer, and I immediately stop listening, and he's like, "Yeah, tell me more, man."
So you grew up on that, right? Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
Can you guys look
But,
up? I'm gonna give you two that are. Well, I'll give you three. One of them you probably already know about. Light No Fire. That's the follow up from No Man's Sky, guys, and it actually looks pretty good if they can deliver on it. You would remember this
oh
from one of
yeah,
the game
yeah,
shows last year.
yeah. It was. I think it was TGA's, right?
Yeah, it
They
was
showed
in
it off.
December. Yeah, yeah. Light No Fire.
I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks dope. The other one is Eric's Home, The Stolen Dream. I think this was at an Xbox showcase. You guys remember this one?
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
ERIKS Home, HOLM, The Stolen Dream, Eric's Home.
I don't believe I've seen this one before. Looking like a little like Divinity style.
Action,
Okay.
adventure, stealth, strategy, adventure, story rich. And then the last one I'm gonna tell
Those
you
are
guys really quick is Dungeonborn. I've never freaking heard of this game, and somehow it came up on an ad or something, and then I found it. Dungeonborn, like Borne. Dungeon crawler, loot,
One word.
PvP, action RPG, yeah, battle royale. Yeah, I don't know why it's tagged with battle royale, but this game like sounds like right up my alley. Dungeonborn is an
This looks
immersive
cool.
first-person PvPvE dungeon crawler. Venture solo or join forces with trusted companions to hunt for treasure, explore ominous dungeons, and battle terrifying monsters and cunning adversaries. Escape before succumbing to great darkness and greed. So it sounds like looter shooter extraction, but medieval, like fantasy.
Yeah, yeah. It looks. I mean, it looks pretty cool. It's like giving me like multiplayer Skyrim vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one's like, I don't know if this is
Escape
one of
from
those.
Tamriel, huh?
Yeah, I don't know if this is like one of those games that's too good to be true type of deal.
Right.
Because if you click the developer and publisher, I don't see anything else under their names. But
Nothing. Which,
But that name though, dude, Mithril
Mithril. Oh
Interactive.
yeah.
yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
This actually reminds me. The more I look at it, it reminds me. Warhammer has a game that's like this. Like they have there's two of them, and I just can't remember the name off the top of my head. Um, but like it's like a four player, up to four players where like you're just running maps, looting stuff. It's not PvP though; it's only PvE. It's like Darktide, but it's
Oh, it's not Dark Tide.
fantasy version. Yeah, no, these two came before. Vermintide, that's what it is.
Oh yeah, Vermintide and
Vermintide.
Vermintide 2. Everybody loves those, and I think I even have one or two of them in my library, but I just never played them.
I'm not a big fan.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, aren't they making a Vermintide 3? Are you not a
I
fan
mean, they're very,
because
like you said,
you're not really a
they're
classic
very.
Warhammer fan though, right? You're more of a 40K fan. Is that why or
I
no?
mean, no, I just don't like the game. Like this you could change the name to like generic fantasy team
Mm-hmm.
based murder fest, right? I don't really like the gameplay, like I forget what the name that they call this genre, but like horde something or other. I don't really find them too entertaining, which is I think it was the same reason I don't really like Dark Tide as well. Is just um, going, walking down the map, stop, kill, 4,000 horde dudes, and then
Yeah.
take a few more steps. It's just the gameplay loop is not for me.
But you like COD
But
Zombies, right?
I like modern warfare, like MWZ. I don't really
Mm.
like. I've never really liked like the original zombies where, you battle off the horde, repair the building, stuff like that,
Mm.
and then rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
I like MWZ because that's not really what you're doing, right? That's more of the extraction shooter kind of deal,
Yeah.
which I like that gameplay a little bit better.
Okay.
I'm with you on that. I don't care for the current like the zombie hordes and repair the it's fine. It's fine for
It's
like an hour.
fun.
Yeah, for like an hour, sure. Just
Yeah.
that's one of the things that I would do more, just to like virtually hang out with some buddies rather than to be like,
I
all right,
was
guys,
just gonna
let's
say
roll out.
it's
Yeah,
it's more of a way to socialize than actually enjoy a video game to me.
100%.
I
Yeah.
agree.
There's a horde wave mode in Destiny 2, by the way. There's a playlist for that. So we can
But
hop on.
Uninstall.
I mean, dude, I loved Firefight on Halo though, for
Yeah,
whatever reason.
on ODST.
That's me. Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
Was it ODST or Halo 3, Halo
Well,
Reach?
ODST
But
came
yeah.
first with the that mode.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't.
Yeah.
I remember the name of this, but I can't remember for the life of me anything like about the actual gameplay.
Yeah, it was just a big map, and you had to defend like some terminal or something in the middle.
I think that's kind of what it was that it was it was a
But it was
bigger
called
map than something
Firefight
like
mode.
yeah.
Um,
But
Yep, built on top of Halo 3 ODST's campaign, Firefight is a cooperative game mode that lets you and up to 3 of your friends test your skills.
Okay, I remember this
But
now.
then they
Seeing some
did bring it,
screenshots and reading.
it came back in Reach as well.
okay. I feel like that's when I played it because I don't really remember playing much of ODST at all. Like I had it. It came with I think my Xbox. Oh no, or maybe I got like I want to say I got like a Halo 3 ODST plus like NCAA 2006 combo pack or something like
What the
that.
That is the
hell? What the
combo
Or
hell?
ever.
top spin. Maybe it was top spin. I don't know. Something like it was some like the physical case had like Halo 3 on one side and then like I don't know if it was Madden or NCAA football or four maybe it was Forza. It was probably Forza because that would have been an Xbox game. As opposed
That
to
would check out. Yeah.
and then I think I had like a Madden or NCAA plus Top Spin or something. No, Top Spin's 2K. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, that I just remember having ODST, but I didn't really play it. I did play some Reach though, and Firefight was good.
Reach was so controversial when they added those abilities, like where you could sprint or bubble
Yeah.
shield and stuff. It was like you were on board or you were off that train and you were hating it.
Dude, I don't
Yep.
under like sure. I mean, they've been trying to like innovate with that for like on almost every single iteration, right? But hands down, Reach is by far the best story out of any Halo
Oh,
game,
100%.
period.
Yeah, 100%. It's
So
Yeah.
like they could have added whatever in there, and I'd like genuinely wouldn't have cared. Like I'd have been like, man, I really hate this gameplay, but I want to see the end of this story, so I'm gonna
yeah,
keep
and the
playing it.
cutscenes and stuff were sick.
And
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I have not played the Reach campaign, so that's next on my list. I was going through 'em, right?
There's a
So like,
vacancy on the Remote Play podcast. We need a new podcaster. Vacancy
Yeah, if,
starts
you know, you're
now.
about 5'5", you know, redhead, really, really big creative ideas. You're top of the list.
But yeah, no, I was I was going through where I was playing at least one Halo a year. Because like I'd only beaten Halo 2 up until like 2020-ish time frame. And then I went and beat like for the campaign, right? I played a crap of like I played a lot of these other games in the multiplayer or whatever, but still Halo 2 was my most played Halo. But I played Combat Evolved in 2020, and then I played Infinite in 2021, and I started playing and then I played 3 in 2022, and then I started playing ODST last year.
Mhm.
And then like I got to this spot. First off, I wasn't like it was fine, but it was easily my least favorite Halo game. Because it's different, and I was just like, I just want to be chief, you know. But I got to this a mission or whatever, and it glitched out, and like I got through this like really like part that I was struggling through or whatever, and then um I got to this point and it just like I was like soft locked or whatever, but I had to
Mm.
restart the whole mission
Mm.
to like get through it, and I was like, I do not want to do that again. And then I just put it down and never went back to it. So it kind of I was like, you know what, I'm probably just gonna move on to Reach. Looking forward to playing Reach because that was like as far as a competitive shooter, that was probably my peak was Halo Reach, that or Pong game. But but
We'll go into what that is later. Um, can I tell you guys PC
but
Gamer's best Halo games ranked? Okay, so number 8, Halo 4. Number 7, Halo 5. Number 6, Halo 3 ODST. Number 5, Halo Reach. Number 4, Halo.
Unreal.
I knew this was gonna make you mad. Number 4, Halo Infinite. Number 3, Original Halo Combat Evolved. Number 2, Halo 2. Number 1, Halo 3. I will say the campaign's probably better in Halo 3, but the story's probably better in Reach. But like the overall campaign and the missions, I think were really good in 3. And that was the very first link
That's
I clicked. I wasn't hunting for any specific thing.
right.
what company? Or what website was that
That was
from?
PC Gamer.
Well, that's why.
I found your
Maybe so.
I found your Reddit post, personal ranking of Halo campaigns. I would go with Reach. And then then this guy says 4, 2, 3, ODST 5, 1. Top comment. 1 behind 5, 4 first. Are you high? There's a lot of controversy on these campaigns, but I could definitely say Reach is one of the better ones. I still think 3 is probably the best, but Reach story is just so good, especially if you're
you
in the
think-
It's
lore.
just the whole cinematic, right? Is just
You
like
think any
it's like a movie.
Yeah. Okay, man, I can play it. But do you guys think any of the 343 games were better than any of the Bungie games? Like, is the best 343 story better than the worst Bungie story?
No.
So that's
I
where
think
we
I
are
would
with
agree
Halo
with that.
now.
I think I would say no.
Yeah.
Well, I personally would definitely have to say I enjoyed infinitely more than I enjoyed ODST.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why you're hating ODST so much.
That's fair. I mean, that's fair. Infinite's probably better than ODST, I guess. In my mind, ODST is expansion pack, right? Because it's Halo 3
Yeah,
ODST.
right.
So I wasn't really categorizing it. But if you do categorize it, that's a fair assessment, I think. I mean, Infinite wasn't it wasn't dog water, dude. It was just didn't live up to the
Yeah,
hype. You know what I mean? I mean, it was still
yeah.
good. They
The
just
hype was so
totally
high,
fumbled
right?
everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And it launched well, and really, I feel like because even the campaign got well reviewed, and but it's just like the campaign doesn't have the staying power, right? The multiplayer is what has the staying power,
And it
except
didn't.
it didn't because there was no content. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they fumbled the bag on like what was the sword or the melee stuff, like
Yeah, it's just so bad.
right out of the gate, and then like the seasonal content was just lacking and all that stuff, and sure maybe it's in a good place now, but yeah, they just dropped too many things. There was so much good there, but there was so much that they just dropped.
Let's see.
But
I'm looking at Game
so
Rant's best story just really fast for Halos. Number 1, ODST they had. Number 2, Reach. Number 3, Halo 3. Number 4, Original. And number 5, Halo 2. And then it goes from there. That was just
I would.
story.
I like the ODST story. Like I thought it was cool. It was a nice change up. Um, Falling around like what are I know they're ODST, but what do they call them in the lore? Like hell divers or hell jumpers or something like that.
Maybe
Um,
Helljumpers sound right. Yeah.
but yeah, like I thought it was cool. And Evan over here trashing it. Like we're definitely not getting Nathan Fillion on the show now. So thanks for that.
He was gonna do it too. He was
Dude, he
gonna do
was.
it.
We were in talks.
oh man, well I don't know. I do love Cade 6, so hopefully that
All right.
helps
Maybe
me out.
You've picked
I've
the
maybe
never
if
watched
they'll
Firefly
balance
though.
it out.
you've picked the wrong guy to get behind if you like Cade 6, buddy. Um, no
He's my favorite, guys.
spoilers.
I'm about to start the Forsaken campaign.
Yeah, dude's never watched Firefly, so I mean, a number of reasons we should just kick this guy off the show. He's lucky
And
he
dude,
co-founded it.
I'm going to need blood pressure medicine after one of these episodes. I swear to God.
um,
Unbelievable.
We've made it an
all
hour
right.
into this episode before trying to fire Evan. We should check every week how far we make it.
I don't know. You said there was a vacancy a little bit ago, so maybe
Yeah, 58 minutes. Yeah.
He just hasn't got the he just hasn't got the notice from HR yet.
Yeah,
That's right.
exactly. The box is actually behind you. That's why you have your screen cover on.
That's right. Yeah, you don't want to see all the boxes behind me.
Yeah.
That's why I'm getting fired. That's why I'm getting
Oh, I
canned.
love it.
That's too messy. But so Mark, you mentioned balloons, and you as a tower defense game, wanting a tower
Mhm.
defense game, but you've never been appealed to balloons. So I just want to bring up this tower defense game that I got on my wish list. Um,
Okay.
it's it's more likely I have a game on my wish list than not. But it's $2.99 right now. Kingdom New Lands, and there's like a bunch of like expansions.
Okay.
It's
Give
like
me
a
those.
side-scrolling tower defense. I posted it in the co-host chat if you wanted to check that out. But
Okay.
post the link. But it's a tower defense survival base building, which to me sounds like very much up your alley, if I'm not mistaken. I know you
Yeah.
like your survival, and we like our tower defense. But and there's like a bunch of like different expansions or versions of like they have like Kingdom 80s, I think is an expansion that they have. This
Why do I
game has
feel like
been out
I
there.
think like I've seen this before, but this is a tower
Yeah,
defense.
yeah.
The screenshots do not make it look
Yeah.
like that. Is it like they're coming
That's
to
what I'm thinking
attack your
of.
village, basically?
r-
You telling me on
Right.
a
So if
horde
you
mode, a 2D horde mode?
so if you watch the trailer, you can kind of get an idea, which I mean, you don't have to do that right now, but you can kind of
Yeah.
get an idea of like what the tower defense looks like. But there's this
Looking through the
there's
trailer
this a
here. Let's
game
see.
on Game Pass that I think I played that was, or maybe it was an Xbox Live or PS Plus game or something, but I downloaded it and played it. And it kind of gave me a little bit of reminiscence of that,
I mean,
but
this looks kind of cool. Like you're setting up walls and then
uh,
stuff behind it. I'm more of a top-down
mhm.
tower defense is what I was looking for, but I would be willing to try this.
Yeah, same. Yeah, that's kind of where I am too, right? Like I like the traditional top-down tower defense and stuff, but I was like, I saw this, I was like, I mean, I'm willing to try it out, right? Like maybe I've never really played a side-scrolling, I haven't played too many side-scrolling tower defense, so maybe it's like maybe somebody can
Oh,
do
you
it
know
right.
why this looks familiar to me? Because on my wish list is Kingdom Two Crowns, the co-op sequel.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say there's a handful of the games and expansions and stuff for these the Kingdom series out there that they make they get their occasional Reddit post or whatever on
Yeah,
subs and
which is also on sale. People are streaming it right now. Kingdom Two Crowns. Maybe that's what I'll pick out
yeah.
of this Steam sale. Yeah, I'm in for that. I just like if anybody that's listening has good tower defense recommendations, drop them. Drop them in the comments in the
Oh yeah,
Discord.
please do. Yeah.
Um,
Just go ahead.
I would recommend Warcraft.
Yeah, I mean you just can't beat it, dude. You just can't beat it. It was so good, the custom games that they put into Warcraft
Yep.
3. Um
Hmm.
Yep. And then
I always I
they
miss
would do this
book,
stuff.
man.
They would do this stuff where they would be like, you can name the title of the game or whatever. Well, they could make these custom tower defense games. And so like you had like a mini map in the bottom right that was basically like a zoomed out version of the actual game map. They'd be like, "Oh, join if you win, like your team wins, it displays like Britney Spears topless." And, you're like a teenager. You're like, "All right, like got work to
Let's
do.
go.
I'm about to play my best game ever." And then inevitably it would not be that, right? It'd just be like
No, of course.
maybe it was Britney Spears was like the cover of her album or whatever. But yeah,
Yep.
teenage boy things. You're like,
So
oh
it's
yeah,
Exactly.
Britney Spears and it's like her hair just comes off.
yeah, topless, yeah. But that's how it was, dude. It was never what it was advertised to be. But they
Yeah,
put the
No,
carrot
that
out
was
there.
before the Rickroll.
Yeah.
I mean that's pretty much encapsulates the internet in 2004, right? 2005. It was
100%.
never what it
Exactly.
promised to be. Mark will be back shortly, but
Oh
Curtis. So I'm
boy.
going to ask you. I thought about uh, when you were talking about. So you mentioned Tom Clancy games. So you love just pretty much most of the time, like the Splinter Cells and
Dude, I actually was just talking to a coworker about Splinter Cell the other day. Yeah, but yeah, to answer your question, yeah, pretty much I think almost every Tom Clancy game that they've put out to date, I have at least played. I wouldn't say necessarily that I love all of them, but
yeah.
I definitely think that in let me let you finish your question before I continue. I don't want to dig myself into a hole here.
Sure. So I kind of had a couple questions that came out of that, but I guess that tracks right with your with what we talked about last episode or whatever about the types of the games and stuff like when I saw that whatever that police game or whatever we saw, but along we were talking about Perfect Dark, but anyway
Yeah,
uh so do you think you get that Splinter Cell remake that gets rumored? Yeah. Do you think it
I
actually exists?
So again, conflicted, right? Like if they're gonna make a new game or if they're gonna like reboot it or something, great, yeah, let's go. I'm over the HD remakes, right? Like
Yeah.
I just am. I don't want to play the same game that I already played just with better graphics anymore. But if they're trying to revive that series, make a new game, even if it's not like Sam Fisher as the main character, because and forget what the last title of Splinter Cell was. Fisher was like an old man, right? So even if they're bringing somebody else in, just that kind of stealth genre gameplay, I would definitely definitely be interested in playing that for sure. Because I don't think anybody really does stealth gameplay the way Splinter Cell did and kind of really own that sphere. So I would love for them to bring something new to the mix.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw something. I was listening to something, watching a video or something like that. They were talking about like Splinter Cell when it came out. Did things in games that things in games didn't do at the time and stuff. Like they were just
Exactly.
talking about
Yep.
even like now you don't see it necessarily a lot. Like there was like you could shoot a tank, right? Like an aquarium, a water tank or something like that. You'd shoot a glass water tank and you'd shoot a hole in the water tank anywhere in the water tank, and like the water would drain down to where that gun hole was, and then it would stop. And it's just like at the
Right.
time that was like what how does it even
Yep.
keep track of any of that? And it's like now you don't even see that level of
No,
like detail
exactly.
and stuff, right? But it's just like interesting some of the like the ambitions and stuff those Splinter Cell games had at their times. But I was also going to ask if you have you read any of the Tom Clancy books or anything,
So
or even if
I
you're a reader.
again, I think I mentioned this in one of our previous episodes. I'm a super slow reader, so I do a lot of audiobooks. Um, but I've listened to quite a few Tom Clancy audiobooks. I think my favorite is probably the Rainbow Six book, and I know that's not like one of his classes, not like the Hunt for Red October or something like that, one of
Right.
his super big famous ones. But I think after having played 3 or 4 or 5 Rainbow Six video games, and then when I was a little bit older, listening to that book, just kind of getting the more the more detailed version of the world that those guys operate in. I think that's why it really resonated with me so much. Not that it was a great book or a terrible book overall, but I think that one was probably my favorite for that reason, just because I was like, oh, I've been in this world, I've been operated as one of the team members, stuff like that.
Sure.
So yeah.
Yeah. So, do you play Siege at all?
Yes, not really a huge fan. I don't I don't necessarily know why, to be honest. I think just when I think of Splinter Cell, or I'm sorry, Rainbow Six, I think of like Rainbow Six Vegas, Rainbow Six, the old ones from the PC, like Rogue Spear and stuff like that, where
Yeah.
where Siege is just it's just another like esports game to me,
Right. I would say it
and
seems
that's
so
not my
try hard,
jam.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. 100%, 100%.
Like,
And you really, to be good at that game, you you really got to build your team to sort of take advantage of one another's powers that your operator has, right? And so
right.
you either are just really good at computer games, or just the game in general, shooting wise, knowing all the maps and stuff like that, or like me, who's not very good at that. You really got to kind of be able to build off of the team that you have and their abilities and stuff like that. They just have so many operators and so many powers and stuff that the different operators have. It's never really tickled my fancy. I played it when it first came out. I played it a few years ago after it had been out for quite a while, just to give it a try. I know I went back specifically because they had added Terrorist Hunt, which was one of my favorite game modes just in the other versions that they had, and even then still wasn't really doing it for me, even though it was all co-op at that point too, and I was just like, meh, this one's not for me. Have you played it at all?
No, so I played a little bit of Vegas back on the 360. But like that to me again, it's more my jam. And sorry, I was catching up on Mark had to step away or whatever, and he was sending some messages explaining that. So,
Oh, all
but
good.
yeah, yeah, Siege, like I said, it just looked too sweaty for me. But Vegas, I played a little bit of, and that's really my only experience with Rainbow Six. And that was like that was a game that I could see having fun, right? Getting the squad together and just going and like I don't know. Uh, Felt like good teamwork, but also just kind of like not too try hard.
Yeah,
Not too
no,
sweaty.
you're absolutely right. And like that one was Vegas. In Vegas, I think they did Rainbow Six Vegas 2, I think was the second one. Um that one was different too, because it had like the over the shoulder like
Hmm.
view, rather than like all of the previous ones. They were all first person shooters, right? So that one, I think that might have been the first time that I had played a game like that, whereas like kind of the oh, no, Gears of War would have been the first time that I played that sort of game mode, I think. But yeah, like I just remember you could go up into cover with your buddies, right? And then you like peek around, and then you would go like down into first person mode if you wanted to, like so that you could aim down your sights and stuff like that, or you could just kind of like third person, kind of like not blind fire, but you wouldn't be necessarily as accurate as your first person like scope view and stuff like that. But yeah, like that one was another one. I think these games that we kind of talk a lot of nostalgia about, and we had a really good time with, like predates the sweatiness of games these days, right? Like there
Hmm.
are, whenever you play any kind of game online these days, it's just like hoeing the line between, is this fun or am I just getting wrecked because there are
Yeah.
just kids that are trying to be pros, right?
Yep. Yep. I pretty much like I just fallen out of the limelight, like or whatever, out of the circle, out of the competitive game circle.
Exactly.
I feel like that 360 generation. It's just like, yeah, we had global, right, online competitive gaming, but it's just like now it's just like the meta develops like, and I don't know if this is social media and all that stuff, or the outside of the game itself, where you just get like uh um only a few games survive, right, and it's just like a lot of games in the 360 PS3 era is just like a lot of multiplayer games that were successful were just like games that had multiplayer on top of the campaign, as opposed to
Exactly. Yeah.
just like your service games or your games that are just solely focused around this constant updated content and stuff. It's like you get your tacked on, like even on Call of Duty, right? Like it was just like multiplayer was added on to this like appealing campaign. The campaign was like a big part of the
Hmm.
game still, right? And then um you get your multiplayer, and then you get your whatever your expansion packs or whatever your map
Map
packs
packs. Yeah.
and stuff, right? And it's like, yeah, it kind of like split the player base, so I kind of like it's probably better overall that we kind of moved away from this like, oh, you either have to have the map pack or like you kind of only can play in like in these. I don't know. I don't know that it totally split the player base, because I think you could still play like with people that had the map pack. It would just only put you in games with the legacy content. but
Yeah.
but uh but anyway, there wasn't this like, all right, this is how you got to play the game. There wasn't people that just only played that game, right? That's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play Call of Duty for a little while, and then I'm gonna jump back over to Halo, and then I'm gonna jump into Gears, and I'm gonna jump into, it's like everybody was playing different games. Now it's like you have people that just like, I'm just playing Fortnite, I'm just playing
Yeah.
PUBG, I'm just
They're just
playing
like specialists.
Six Siege, yeah, and I'm just playing, and it's like Rainbow Six Siege. It's like it's almost as impossible to jump into as some as like these MOBAs, right? Like League or Dota or
Yeah.
whatever. It's
100%.
just like, yeah, it's like get good or get out, and it's like, well, how do I get good?
Yeah, yeah,
I
exactly.
can't.
No, you're 100% right. Like, especially in Siege, I remember when I first when I went back when they added Terrorist Hunt, I was like, "Oh, cool, let me check this out." And like you're just getting blasted like in the spawn from like through the walls and stuff like that, because the dudes
Mhm.
that play it just play only that. They know, "Oh, if I can shoot here fast enough before somebody can move, I'm going to get a kill." And now it's, 4 versus 3 or 5 or 6 or
Doesn't
whatever.
doesn't that sound so fun and welcoming?
Sounds like a blast. And yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're like, oh, cool. This is gonna be so fun. Let me watch other people play this game, even like when it's not a streamer, and I'll just wait until I respawn to just get shot again.
Right. Yep. But, yeah, and I guess that's probably why Fortnite also is like, because it's like it's not that bad, right? Like, because like anybody can jump in and play Fortnite, and it's kind of got this inviting appearance, but it's
For
like
sure.
it is still a little bit, I mean, it can be sweaty, right? Like, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but yeah, it's like they have all kinds of modes though, right? And it's just like they're really building a platform around the Fortnite IP, and
And doing
like
it very well. I have been doing it very
yeah,
well for years at
yeah,
this point.
absolutely.
But
But
no,
yeah, it's just it's weird. It's interesting to think that we're kind of getting into like this generation now that like, like how we would reminisce on Halo or Gears or the early days of like Modern Warfare and Black Ops and Modern Warfare 2 and things like that. It's like now we're getting into like, you got a lot of like guys in their or people in their mid 20s that have been playing Fortnite for like almost 6, 7, 8 years or whatever,
yeah,
and it's just like
exactly. So like before high school.
yeah, and like that's what they're reminiscing on, right? Like that's the nostalgia for them. That's the Halo 3, right? That's
Exactly.
the Modern Warfare 2, right? For them. And it's just like it's kind of, I don't know, to me it's a little interesting to think about, but it's because it's like we stopped playing Modern Warfare 2. We stopped playing Halo 3, right?
Yep.
And it's like they're still playing that.
Which
Just
yeah, which is
so
interesting. I guess I never really thought about it like that, but yeah, you're right. Like that's like the game that they play, right? But like us, we play, oh yeah, Modern Warfare 2 until, some other game comes out and we get it for
right.
our birthday or we got it for Christmas or we had our newspaper route money to go buy the new one or whatever. And so it was just this constant rotation of, maybe every 3, 4, 5, 6 months that we're all going to rotate into something new. Versus yeah, here like their one game resonates with people and they're like that's it. Like another example, like you mentioned the MOBAs, right? So Blizzard has their Heroes of the Storm MOBA, which I mean still on. Like it's basically on life support. They don't really do any updates and stuff for it.
Right.
But it was a competitor to like League of Legends, and Dota 2 and stuff like that. And I just recently watched a video from a pro StarCraft player. Who uh I don't think he plays StarCraft anymore. But he might. I don't know. I don't. He might not play professionally. He just does like streaming and stuff now. But he was talking about like the rise and fall of Heroes of the Storm, and one of the big reasons that's credited to Heroes of the Storm not really taking off and putting, getting a bigger footprint in the mobile world was the fact that like it took so long to came out, compared to the other MOBAs that people are still playing, like League of Legends, stuff like that. And then that people like the League players, who would obviously be their primary focus, of trying to convert, they're like, yeah, I've already spent 8 years learning my main heroes in League of Legends. I just don't have the patience to try and learn a new game for
Right.
like the new characters and stuff like that. And I mean, it speaks exactly to what you're saying here. I think is just like people pick a game and then that's their game for years, and I can't really relate to that, right? I don't
Yeah.
have the attention span, I guess, to play the same game just for ever.
Ever. Right. Yeah. And it's like, it's interesting because like I feel like a lot of those there's several of those games that people don't like see themselves as like gamers as much as they see themselves as like, no, no, I'm not a gamer. I play Fortnite. I'm a Fortnite player. Right. Like I'm somebody that
Yeah,
plays Fortnite. I'm not. Like, and it's almost like you've got all those board games in the back behind you there. It makes me think of like you think of Magic, right? And it's like there's people that play Magic several times a week, right? Every week, that for decades
yep,
at this point. And but they've never, they've hardly probably made any, they've probably never even heard of some of those games behind you, or a lot of those games behind you, right?
sure,
Or
yeah, yeah,
and but it's interesting. It's its own. It's their own community, and that's what I feel like you get with your MOBAs and your even your Fortnite, which it's like Fortnite is a more casual version of that, right? Like, your MOBAs are super sweaty, and I feel like Magic's probably a little bit sweaty, but maybe Lorcana or what is it, Disney's Lorcana? Maybe
yeah,
that's more
yep.
the Fortnite
Yeah.
making its way,
The
or like
TCG
Pokemon, right?
Fortnite.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But or you get some other games, or some people just play Catan over and over and over and over again, but and they just never
Sure.
make it past that. But but yeah, I think that's a really, I don't know, it's just kind of an interesting thing to think about, and it's just like that's Destiny is the closest thing that I've come to in playing a game like that, where it's just like I come back to this game, and it's like I haven't played that for gosh, 7 years or whatever it's been since Destiny 2 just came out. So it's like even that one, it's like almost like a whole new game to me at this point, coming back to a whole new game. But it's like I don't have to come back and be competitive, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you don't have to rip the Band-Aid off and just be immediately good in it, because like it's not primarily a PvP game, right? So even coming back like under geared, somebody that knows what they're doing and is geared out right, like they can carry you at worst case scenario, until you kind of figure out what's going on. Which a lot of those other like competitive, or even games that have that are more primarily PvP, right? Like it's either sink or swim every time you hit play. And unless you really like that game for some reason, or you have some sort of attachment to it, in my case, like sink and then uninstall, find something else to play, because I
Yeah,
I, I don't want to spend my game time, and like I value my free time, extremely high, and I don't even have kids, right? So like I have a comparatively between the two of us, I have a pretty high abundance of free time, and I don't want to spend um, what I do have just sitting there getting wrecked by somebody that only plays this game, has only played this game for the last 5 or 8 or 10 years, and they're going to
right.
play for the next 5 or 8 or 10 years going forward. I just this that's not it's not a good use of my free time, and definitely not a fun time for me.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if 2D fighters will ever get into that, because it's like if it seems like that would be or really just fighting games in general. I guess Tekken could still be part of that conversation. It's a 3D fighter, but it's just like I'm surprised we haven't gotten. I mean, Street Fighter gets new releases, right? We're on Street Fighter 6. We're on Tekken 9, Tekken 8, Tekken 9, Tekken 9.
I think 9.
And Mortal Kombat is on however many, well, it's back to Mortal Kombat 1, but it's the
8.
12th Mortal Kombat. Okay, Tekken 8. But yeah, so it's like, it's interesting. I wonder if there's, going to be that, and maybe Killer Instinct is the game that tries to do that, because like it sounds like Killer Instinct might be trying to make its way back into the somebody might be working on it. I don't want to say like Crystal Dynamics or somebody. Whoever did the updates and stuff for the other one, but the one that came out with the Xbox One. But
Okay. You're saying they're making a new one?
it seems like there's something Killer Instinct happening. They updated the new one for the first time in like 5 years or something like that, and then there's little like bits of information that are coming out surrounding Killer Instinct, and that like the people that worked on Killer Instinct and stuff are doing stuff with it. So and leave it to Xbox to be the one that like kind of turns it into like the service model, which I mean
Oh yeah,
the
for
games are
sure.
a service model, but they're still this like buy the new characters. We have clear iterations of like the games, because like it's like you have Street Fighter 6. It's not just down to Street Fighter now. It's not just at Street Fighter. And you have some of the brawlers or whatever, or the like Brawlhalla and multiverses and stuff that are trying to do that, but those are different types of fighters. But it's like when I think of like some of the most tryhard like types of genres out there, the esports type of genres, you think of like you were saying, we were talking about the MOBAs. You think of like Rainbow Six Siege. You think of crap, it just left my brain. Blanked on it. What is one of the fighters,
League.
right? And,
Oh, the fighters.
yeah, and then some of the other ones or whatever. But like you think of the fighters, and the fighters are the only ones that haven't like gone into this like it's the same game with new updates for decades on end.
Right. I gotcha.
So
Yeah, I wouldn't even. I guess I have trouble even. So I historically do not like fighting games. Because, well, one, I've never really been good at them. The
Mhm.
one that I like the most, I haven't heard anything about it in quite a while. Like I haven't seen any trailers or any news, but it was always Dead or Alive. That series was my big, uh, like the my biggest fan of the fighting genre. But um, even then, like I wasn't very good at it. I don't really know why I got attached to that one in particular. But
Well, was it like junior high time that you got attached to it? Because I can maybe think of some reasons.
You thinking of the Dead or Alive beach
Extreme beach
volleyball reason?
volleyball.
Yeah. I would be lying to you if I did not if I told you I did not play that game extensively. And actually, have you ever played that?
No.
Dude, that is actually a rock solid volleyball game. Like massive things aside, that is actually a really, really good volleyball game. And me and my buddies, we played the hell out of that game just to get like all the unlocks and stuff like that, like the different swimsuits and the
Yeah.
different level unlocks and stuff that you could do for that. Because I mean, obviously, I was 16, 17,
Right.
bought that game for the reason that it was created. And then you start playing it and you're like, this is actually a really competitive volleyball game.
Dude, I tell you, I think the there's certainly some bias here. Just talking about the time we grew up, but like the 2000s, right? Like 2000 to 2010, I feel like that was, or maybe like 98 to 2008 was like was the definitive era for these like for these like 2v2 sports, or these 1v1, or like these singular sports games, right? Like these off of outside of the big four in football, soccer, basketball, and baseball. You got like fantastic Mario sports games at the time. Your Mario Tennis, your
Yep.
Mario Golf,
Mario
your
Tennis, yeah,
Mario
golf, yeah.
Slugger. Well, Sluggers is a baseball game, but like your arcade games, right? I guess even if you talk about the big four sports, you talk about NFL Blitz, NBA Street, NFL Street,
Yep.
FIFA Street, and then you had um, yeah, I don't know, man. That was the best time, I feel like, outside of the I feel like I've used the competitive sports titles, right? The
Right, yeah, they were more arcadey, right? Like,
yeah,
and like
even
they
like
were a
Top
blast.
Spin and yeah, yep. Top Spin was fantastic, and like I said, so I believe that Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball was a good game, in addition to the other incentives
In
to play that
addition to the other goodies.
for a
No,
12-year-old kid, yeah, for growing up a grown boy, but
exactly. And what, like I remember more of that game, and like I said, we played a lot of that game. And I remember more of the actual like devastating wins or losses than I do the models in the game. And I was like,
sure,
obviously at first we buy it for the reason that we bought it for, and then
right,
you start playing it and you're like, wait a
it's
second.
actually good,
Yeah, exactly. You're like, was not expecting this.
yeah,
But no, I think you're completely right. Like that era really was when I don't even think necessarily just in sports games, but like that was the kind of the age of throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks, right? Where now we don't really see that. It's like we know this model is going to work, so it's a highly unlikely that we're going to lose money on this project. Back
yeah,
then, it was like let's try this. Maybe people will like it. Maybe they won't, but we won't know till we try. I definitely miss that. You don't really get that a ton. Now, I'm not saying that it's extinct, but you don't really get that a ton
right,
outside of indie games these days. Where
yep.
back then, like the big publishers, the guys that actually had some money, they weren't afraid to try something new.
Yeah, I feel like at that time, right? Like big corp games were created like through or like we got games that were built through creativity of the developers and the writers and all that stuff. And where now it's like big corp. It's not to say we don't get good games, but like the priority is like a big data, right? Of like what is everybody doing? What does everybody want? How do we make this game make the most money and make it the most addictive, right? Like
Hundred
how do we
percent.
get people coming back to this game every single day and spending money every single week? And giving us a few bucks here, a few bucks here, a few bucks here, a few bucks here. And and it's just like, I feel like we grew up in a time where it's just like the mindset of like making the most money on a video game was like, okay, is making the best video game, right? Is making the most
Exactly.
creative, the most fun, like the most fun game to play. And again, it's not to say that games like, part of what goes into that big data is making a game super fun to play, right? It's feeding that dopamine and everything and making it, but it is not like it doesn't seem to be what drives like it doesn't seem to be the number one priority, right? There's so much data saying that this is what's going to make you the most money on the game now, compared to like what we had when we were growing up. So it's just like, well, the goal of video games, the goal of selling something is making money. So
Exactly. Yep. The data scientists have ruined it for us. Not I won't say ruined it because obviously we're here because of our love for video games, right? But
right,
the data science and stuff like that, and getting all of those metrics, right? That's probably one of my worst most hated words in the English language is metrics. Just from my background with my previous jobs with sales and even now with my current job, like all you hear about is, well, we got to get the metrics so we can see how it. Like I'm like ah.
yep,
But that's what I mean. That's what it. That's just the reality we live in. It's not, and it's with everything, right? It's not just not just video games. It's I mean,
oh yeah,
I just read something the other day that Walmart is getting rid of their little yellow stickers for their prices, and they're going all digital so they can update that on the fly basically. And it's definitely not to introduce surge pricing.
Right.
Um,
right,
but yeah, I mean that's just our world for better or worse these days. It's just metrics drives it all.
yeah, yeah. And I think it's like most noticed in creative space, like entertainment, right? Because it's like that's always been an art form. It's always been a creative space, and now it's becoming, instead of being driven by creativity, it's driven by formulas and and
Dollars.
like I said, yeah,
Dollars. Yep.
like, it's just like the music industry and stuff, and it's just like you again, you still have your indie scene, you still get like, but like the hits and stuff, those are all like they're all formulaic, like right, like all the rhythms, the beats and stuff is like the music is written to be catchy and to be specifically a certain
Mhm.
way that's gonna make it the most popular or whatever. And you get a lot of that with like TV shows and movies and stuff like now too, right? And all talk about remasters and remakes and all this stuff. You get so many like reboots and stuff in television and movie space, right?
Developer of DOA Volleyball. Do you know who it is?
Couldn't tell you.
Team Ninja. Team Ninja is DOA
Makes
Volleyball.
sense. That makes sense. Okay.
Unironically, what award did DOA Volleyball win at the Video Game Award? Well, the VGX Awards.
Best sports game.
No, nominated.
Was it really to see that? I'm telling you, it's a legit game.
9.2 out of 10
the
for
fact that it was
IGN.
nominated. Yeah, dude, it's a legit
What's
game.
the award?
What was the award?
Best animation. Little on the nose.
Checks out. Okay.
By the way, Mark is back.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry,
Welcome back.
I have a sick kid, so
welcome back. Yeah.
Had to
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yep.
But yeah, Mark, the conversations that you came back into started from like we were talking about sweaty games that are like that last forever with like Rainbow Six Siege, all your MOBAs like Dota League and stuff like that, where it's just like and then we even talked about things like Fortnite and stuff, where it's like when we were growing up, right, the competitive shooters changed every 6 months or whatever, every few months, every time the next one came out, and it's just like we talked about like. We're getting into, people that are in their mid 20s that were playing, Fortnite in high school. Like we were playing Modern Warfare or Halo 3. And instead of like moving on to Halo Reach and moving on to Black Ops and Modern Warfare 2, and, whatever, they're still playing Fortnite, right? They're still, and
me.
So we went to that. And then, I brought up, I was like, I feel like 2D fighters are like the only like competitive multiplayer space that hasn't like gone and moved into that model. I mean, they have it a little bit, right? You get the fighter passes and stuff like that come out, but it's like you still get a new iteration on the game, right? We still get Street Fighter 6, we still get Tekken 8, we still get, we get a Mortal Kombat reboot. It's not just like, oh, now we're just playing Mortal Kombat and it's the same game with new fighters every whatever. And I said I wonder if Killer Instinct is going to try to break into that mold, right? Direct that like
maybe. I think you need a critical mass of players to get into like a hub world game like that, like they're doing with Call of Duty, right? They have the amount of players where they can make it a hub, so to speak, just like Fortnite did, and then divide it into different games or different modes when you have a large player base like that.
Yeah, and you think of like the Fortnite, the PUBG, the Call of Duty Warzone, like those are battle royales where you have like 100 players, right? So it's like you can get in with a bunch of friends and stuff, and there's so much more community. It's like fighters are 1v1. So it's like you're playing,
makes it a bit harder to build that community.
Yep.
Yeah, and like there was an article about from like the CEO of Riot or something talking about like League of Legends and a couple weeks ago saying like, hey, our game's not going to be popular forever. Like it's already, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still massive. It's like hundreds of millions of players or whatever, but trending downwards, right? Like you're just finding like newer generations are not into that genre. Having a harder time getting that trend and genre.
Were talking about. Like Evan said, like people they like kids, not even kids, like young adults these days are like they don't identify necessarily as gamers, right? But they're Fortnite gamers or Fortnite players, right? Like that's like the thing that for some reason resonated to them, and then they just stuck with it. And that they've just never played anything else. Whereas like we were talking like, oh yeah, we play Modern Warfare 2, and then Gears came out 6 months later, like at holiday season or whatever, and then everybody switches over to that and so on. So like the kind of the dynamic or the mindset shift from like going from one game or like a rotation of games that like that we grew up with versus like now these kids are just like, yeah, I play Dota. That's it. That's all I do.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it was very cyclical before. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I played Diablo 2 for like thousands of hours, but I also played other stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they divide this. I mean, you see it with Epic and Fortnite. The rate. They brought in Rocket League. They got the Lego Fortnite, which is actually really cool, and then the Jam Tracks or whatever it's called, plus their normal game, and it's all about time played, right? You were saying that, Evan. It's all time played at this point, and if they can under the guise of, they own all 4 of those games, so the time played's the same to them. You play game A, B, C, or D, it's all in the same hub. They moved it all to the same currency, right? It's all V-Bucks.
Right. Yep. It's its own platform.
Yeah, so they capture more people. So even if you're like, I'm kind of done with Fortnite, but this Lego mode, survival, like Minecraft mode, is pretty cool. Like, you're still playing their game, right? It's all under the same time played. So, pretty smart moves by them, but it's definitely a different gamer landscape.
Yeah, I was just saying, because it's like, and maybe, it's we'd have to talk to people that are more in that loop, right, or in that circle. But like, for us, it's like, we were talking about earlier how me and Curtis have just very different tastes in video games, right? And then like all 3 of us really have our own unique tastes in video games, right? We're all different, but it's just like we still have overlap in games that we've played, because we, it's just like, but it's just like, if you're either like playing Fortnite or you're not, right? So now, right, and I would say, I'm gonna say the younger or whatever generation, so it's just kind of curious. You meet somebody that plays video games and they say they play Fortnite, and you're like, oh, this person plays video games. Like, you try to have a conversation and you realize, no, they just play Fortnite. Like, they haven't played anything else. It's like, so if you haven't, if you're not playing Fortnite, then there's not really any overlap there. Where it's just like, there's tons of games that Curtis has played that I've never played, and tons of games I've played that he's never played, and neither of us have any interest in playing any of those games that we haven't played or whatever. But we still have our overlap in Halo. We still have our our Civ, right? Like, there's still games that we've played that we both like adored, and it's just like, I don't know, it's just interesting.
Even to that same point though, even though we play vastly different games in most cases, uh, we can still find things to talk about that are going to cross over across something, right? But if you are only playing one thing, then it's just like you said, and it's like, oh, cool, okay. Well, I don't know how to continue this conversation with you. Let's pivot to something else, right?
This is absolutely making me feel like my Magic comparison is very apt as well, right? Like, you meet I brought up that too, right? Like, I was like, somebody that plays Magic has probably never heard of, a lot of these people that play Magic have never heard of any of the games that Curtis has behind him, right? And but yeah, it's just like, you talk to somebody who plays Magic and you're just like, oh, I wonder if they're interested in board games. So it's like, oh, they only play Magic, and
they're just kind of in that.
like,
I guess when we grew up, there wasn't a lot of endless games, so to speak, right? Like, we have multiplayer games again. Like, my example is Diablo 2, or like when Call of Duty came out, but there was kind of an end to those. Usually the campaign was the focus, or the story. There was some stuff you played, maybe expansion came out, you played the online part, but to your point, the next game came along. And so we just didn't grow up on that. And so it's like nature versus nurture type thing. And so like you get nurtured into that. And so maybe it's not the nature of even this upcoming generations, but just the nurture of like, hey, these were the biggest games at the time when I was growing up as a kid. It was Fortnite and Roblox, and they were just never ending games. And so then that's what you're doing, I guess.
Yeah.
And and I feel like, like, I guess there was WoW, right? There was RuneScape. But it's just like, those were like you had people that like got consumed by those games, and they were the outliers, right? Like, and
Yeah, exactly.
as big as WoW was, like, somebody that was completely consumed by WoW and only played WoW and never played anything else, so it was just like, that wasn't the norm, right? Now it's like, it'd be like if like WoW was the only thing anybody ever played when we were in that time, right? And like, that's all we talked about, right? Because I would imagine that it's like, I would imagine the younger generation, right, that is playing Fortnite, like, most of them are playing Fortnite, so it's just like they have Fortnite to talk about. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I played the game. I like it. I started off the show by saying,
yeah.
But I do hop in and out, right?
Like, this isn't like to come down on Fortnite, right? Like, it's like, Epic really knows what they're doing. It's just like, it's just an interesting, like, just thought experiment on like how games are played today versus how they used to be.
Yeah,
right?
it's
like,
a massive
obviously
shift.
Epic is doing something right. Yeah,
and
as soon as they come out with a guitar controller, I will re-download the whatever that Rock Band mode is.
Yeah.
Wait, there's a Fortnite Rock Band mode?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's pretty legit
Really?
too. Yeah, actually. Yeah. Yeah, they just had a
That's
Metallica concert in there for their new album, dude.
I mean, I would try that too. If I could get a hold of a guitar controller, I'd try that too. Because I mean, Rock Band or Guitar Hero, dude, that slaps, as the kids say.
Yeah. So they sell songs for like, I don't know what it is, $300 $300 a track or something. It equates to like a few dollars a song. And then they have
Sure.
like some of them are in there for free.
Kurt, I need
These
you
guys
to
are everything.
get Cliffy B to give you Phil Daddy's phone number so we can tell Phil Spencer to get Guitar Hero back on. So we can
Guitar Hero,
have
Rock
good
Band
old,
3, it's just both.
let's do it. Call of Duty Guitar Hero mode.
Oh,
Warzone
stop
Guitar
it.
Hero.
Stop it.
All right.
Nicki
No,
Minaj comes
nope.
in players.
I had a great
Oh
thing
my
and then you
God.
killed it.
Did
Ruined it
anybody
in 5
play
seconds.
DJ Hero? I tried it. I played DJ Hero. I was like so
Dude,
excited about it.
I remember you picking that up and it was just like, I don't know, man.
It was a
Like we
turntable
fell off.
controller with 3 different colors.
Yeah,
And yeah, it was like
and
all
all the,
hip
like,
hop
little
and rap
knobs and stuff.
songs. Yeah.
I never
it
tried
was
it.
cool
I never tried.
concept. DK Bongos
Yeah,
was
exactly. That's what I
better.
was gonna say.
I want to say TK Bongos. There we go. Let's talk Nintendo. All right.
You're
But
up. Been waiting your whole life.
it's right.
That game was fire.
But no, um somebody on Kind of Funny like the Gamescast or whatever crew, they absolutely love DJ Hero. They talk about like bring back DJ Hero. I can't remember who it was, but from the Kind of Funny crew or whatever there. But I was just like, man, and they talked about DJ Hero being so much better than any of the Guitar Hero Rock Band or something and stuff.
Really?
And I'm just like,
No, it
I
wasn't
know,
that
I'm like,
good.
what? I was like, whoa, let's stop. Maybe it was good, but like, let's dial it back a little bit because
Yeah,
Rock Band's
DK
good.
Bongos game was what was it even called? Donkey Kong Jungle Beat.
Jungle Beat. Yeah, gosh,
I don't think there was a sequel. Maybe there was.
I never played it. I'm pretty sure I had the bongos at one point, but I've never played the
Dude,
game. I
it
don't
was
even know that
so
I had the
good.
game.
I might have
except
even
for-
bought like 2 or 3 bongos at the time so we could do like multiplayer.
You were our drummer in Rock Band, so that tracks.
But it was really good. It re-released on Wii. IGN 8.8 out of 10 for that game at the time in 2004. It was pretty sweet. Like there was some good songs on there. Rock
Yeah.
Lobster
Was it
was slapping.
like
boy.
I remember
cool
when this
to,
came out? I've never played it, but like, did they have like their own songs, or was it like adapted to like actual songs?
There was both. Yeah, there's both.
Okay, gotcha.
So
That is a genre that I really wish would come back, is like these and I'm not like a huge music guy in general, but I mean there's very few other games that I've played, like especially with other people, that really evoke the level of fun that like Guitar Hero or Rock Band
right.
um has had. Like you could be having a party and somebody sees the Rock Band drum set over there next to your party, and like it's just like a party, right? Not like a video game or LAN party or something like that. And people are
Right.
like, "Yo, boot that up, let's rock and roll."
Yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah, so they had like Blink-182 in there, Jackson 5, Devo, Queen, We Will Rock You, Wild Thing,
Wait,
a bunch
we
of
still
different
talking
stuff. DK
Donkey
Bongo.
Kong?
Yeah.
What?
That was all in
That's
there.
wild.
And then
I
they
had no idea.
had like their own theme for that. They had the Super Mario Brothers theme. They had some classical music. Dude, it was awesome. I mean, this game's legit. Rock Lobster, B-52s, Willie Nelson on the Road Again was in there. Look at the
This
list.
is
gosh.
incredible.
How many hundreds of dollars did I spend to go get this?
September, Earth,
to
Wind,
get
and
the controller.
Fire. Yeah, dude. Telling you, it was legit. 99 balloons in there. Yeah, I mean, it was cool, dude. You guys missed it. You
Dude,
guys
that's
missed the boat on the GameCube.
dude, how did I miss this, But
And then the
like
most
I saw
recent
it,
use
but I
of the
was
bongos is to like beat Demon Souls, I think. It's like somebody recorded a
yeah,
video.
right. I was say you
Demon
definitely
Souls with
see
that.
people beating like some FromSoft game or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can buy the controller on eBay right now, Evan, for $65. Unfortunately, it does not have free shipping. It's going to cost you another 110 for shipping.
Dude, I wish I still had all my bongos. What? I probably traded it in for my Xbox 360 to get Gears of War.
Yeah.
I actually have, and I really genuinely hope that it still works whenever I manage to get it again. But I still have my Rock Band 2 kit, but it's in storage because when my wife and I moved to take this new job, we put that in storage. We're like, people are not going to want to play that. Like, and I have regretted very few things more than putting that in storage and not bringing it with me, frankly.
Yeah, mine's
Yeah.
also in storage. So right before pandemic, right before pandemic, during pandemic, went out and just started buying everything I could find because I saw they weren't making them anymore, like Rock Band 4. So I've got like 3 or 4 guitars, 2 or 3 drum sets, a bunch of microphones, Just all sitting in storage
Genius.
waiting for my
Genius.
kids to get older.
We got our kit. It was
I know a
secondhand,
good place you can
obviously.
store 'em.
We got ours secondhand from what's the name of that store? I'm sure it's probably just Ohio, but maybe Northeast Kona
At
space,
the
but it's
Exchange.
like Game Exchange. Yeah, the Exchange. That's it.
Mhm.
We
Yeah.
got ours there.
Exchange.
They're done,
And
aren't they?
even
Aren't
when
they
we
gone?
are
No,
they? They went
buybacks
out
is
of
gone.
business?
Buybacks
I'm
is
pretty
gone.
sure Exchange is gone too.
Man.
The Exchange is still
Uh,
around. I drive
Um,
by it on a regular basis.
well, stop driving by it and stop in, bro.
Yeah, I know. They're a little bit pricier. Actually, Exchange in because I used to work at a buyback, so the buybacks that I worked at is now an Exchange. But
Mm.
And I mean, they were basically the same thing, right? Just only buybacks really didn't do like memorabilia. It was more just like like DVDs,
uh,
Blu-rays, and stuff.
no, it was pretty much the same thing. And like
Okay.
buybacks was a lot more like open in the way it like presented its games, and now Exchange does that at the old buybacks location. But like buybacks was in a much larger storefront, and so it's like their games and movies were like faced.
I
Um,
remember I've
and
only ever been into one, but it like reminded me how like movie rental places like
Mhm.
Blockbuster or
yep,
Hollywood
yep.
Video did it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That would be that would be pretty apt, right? And then but like the exchange was always in this like tiny little like, I don't know, 600 square foot like storefront or something where it's just like everything was spined and like
Yeah,
it just
behind
felt
glass
like I mean
case. Oh.
Yeah.
yeah. It felt like, like somebody's collection in their mom's basement or something like that versus like buybacks felt like a more of a storefront. But like there's something
Right.
that was like appealing to that like that musty smell when you walked into an exchange and just sorting through all the records or whatever you're looking for, the games and the DVDs and stuff, right? Like,
Dude, it felt like you could
but
find anything in there. You're like, oh, this is
right,
the
right.
trove, dude.
Right. That's what it was. It's just like, the hopes of finding that hidden game that's been sitting there or something like that.
That is true. Yeah. It's like, oh, how did people pass upon this? I feel like the internet's ruined that so much. Like people tell me like they go to estate sales and stuff, and I'm like, how are you still finding stuff? Like how are people not like looking on the internet at the price?
Right.
Yep. That's
Definitely secondhand
big.
stores are like that, right? You're not going in there finding the DK bongos for $20.
No.
Yeah.
The only time that ever happens is because I don't think like I believe like Goodwill is like the only place that just will get donations and just slap a price tag on it. And
Yep.
If
but
it
even
doesn't get
there's like
taken to the
catching
online
wide.
part, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
getting
Right.
wise to that, right? So like every now and then stuff will sneak through, but it's not like I mean it's not commonplace at all. People are like, "Oh, let me Google this real quick." Wouldn't actually even be surprised if there was an app or AI app or something you could scan something and it'll be like, "Oh yeah, we found this on eBay for $211."
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Like, well, let me fix that $5 price tag real quick.
Right.
Right. Yeah, I picked up my Game Boy Advance SP for $8 at Goodwill.
Boom. Is that where you're playing Leaf
Damn.
Green on?
It's a blue one. Oh no, I'm playing Leaf Green on my analog pocket.
Love it. Love it.
I'm like,
Total
wait,
fake out.
Leaf Blue? That's different. Okay.
Leaf Blue, yeah, Leaf Blue. But no, I'm playing on the analog pocket, man. It's a great device.
Oh,
Great.
okay.
The D-pad is not fantastic, but that's not a big deal in Pokemon.
Game
Yeah,
Boy
exactly.
Game Boy Advance is on eBay or like 50 plus, if not 100 plus.
Wild.
$8. Nice.
Score.
Yeah,
I like it.
I was pretty pumped about that one.
All right, guys, we're approaching the 2 hour mark. We know we turn into pumpkins after 2 hours. We lose all 3,100 subscribers too after 2 hours. All right, what are you guys up to later this week? And what do you want to tell the audience before we dip out?
Whoa, hold on. We still have one final segment to do, son.
Oh, let's do it.
Oh,
I
we
sent you the
do.
link, dude. So you're the ringleader here. You're
Okay.
gonna choose. So what we have decided, I already forgot what we're calling this segment, but I'm gonna go back to the name creator, Evan. What are we doing? What's it called?
Remote Plays Gamepass.
Boom. So we're gonna go to a random game picker. Basically,
Mhm.
we're gonna spend an hour each on whatever game we're assigned. And then when we get back in our next episode, we'll talk about what game we played. I mean, you'll find out right now what game we're going to be playing.
Mhm.
We'll talk about the game, our concept, if we stuck around for more than an hour. And the only caveat I think we should all kind of abide by is that if it's a game we've played before, then we get a reroll so that we're all trying something new. Agreed?
Okay. I am going
Evan's
to
down there. Come on, give me Skyrim.
So the website is GamePassPicker.com. If you log in, it lets you pick like more preferences, like if you want a specific score or higher review score by IGN, gameplay hours, genre, whatever. We're not going to do that, I think, for this first one.
Yeah, just straight
Yep.
up random. Anything is game unless you've played it before.
So I'm going to click it once just to see how it works. So this game does not count.
Okay.
Wolfenstein Youngblood.
Well, dang, I would have played that one.
Yeah, me too. This is a PC one, so
Y'all,
okay.
y'all can have it.
All right. Anyway,
All right,
who's
so who
first,
do you want to
Sheriff?
pick for first? Let's go. Let's go with Evan. He named it.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
And it is Persona 3 Reload.
Okay.
Have you played this?
Pretty
'Cause
good.
This seems like something
No.
you would have played.
No, but
No,
he's
no, I
wanted
haven't
to.
played it.
Okay. Now he has an
You know,
actual
I played
excuse.
some- right. I played some Persona 5 when it was on Game Pass. That could be worse.
I feel like 1 hour
Okay.
is not enough to even scratch the surface,
Mm.
but in the
Right.
same-
I'll get through the the title sequence.
Yeah. Okay, who's next? You or me?
All right, hit me up, baby.
All right. Valheim.
I've played Valheim. I
Okay.
actually have it installed.
Okay, next one. The Last Case of Benedict Fox. Is that still on?
The Last Case of Benedict Fox. Is
This
this a
is-
PC or console? Because I
console
don't remember
shows.
seeing this on console.
Adventure platformer
Case?
Metroidvania. Is that still on Game
God
Pass?
I was like,
Platformer.
ooh. I was all excited
me-
for you, man.
Let me Google this real quick. The Last
I've heard
Case
good
of
things about
Benedict
this game.
Fox.
Yeah, I've
It's
heard
a
good
6
things
out of
about
10 on IGN.
I've heard wonderful things about it. I'm just kidding. But-
Game Pass.
All right,
I've
go
heard
ahead and
that,
pick yours, and then just in case for whatever reason for any of us, if this list is out of date, we'll do like a fourth one that will be available to anybody that like
Alternate.
if it's not correct. Yeah.
Okay.
But you have to stick with your the one you got unless for some reason it's not on there anymore.
Okay. Hold on. I'm looking to see if this is on there really quick. I'm on the app. Last Case. Search Last Case. It's on there. It's PC and Xbox.
Perfect. All right, that's you'll hear about it come next episode.
Okay.
I'm
ready
excited about
ready for
We're
me?
just giving people all kinds of reasons to come back in. I
Oh,
like this.
Evan's gonna like this. I got A Short Hike.
Oh, nice. I've been wanting you to download this anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll love this,
Action,
kid.
adventure, family friendly. Not rated by IGN. That's how bad it is. I'm just kidding. There is no score. There is no score though. Gameplay is 2 hours. I
could
might
just-
finish it.
I say you
We
could
might
just about beat
beat
it, but in the
All right,
in
I
that,
can do this.
hour requirement.
Remote
It's funny,
Plays
you've
Game
got-
Pass.
You got a 2-hour game. I've got a 200-hour game.
Yeah.
Get in the
But,
comments if you guys have any other ideas for how we should narrow the list. Personally, I
Mhm.
think having the entire thing is the way to go. But maybe if somebody is interested
Mhm.
in only hearing about RPGs or only hearing about, God forbid, platformers, put it in the comments.
Yeah. Do we have super chats anywhere? Super chat. You can.
Yeah. No, not yet. But
No.
we got to get to 35
Let's say-
subscribers. No, just kidding.
Dude, you're
At
promising
least.
everything at 35 subscribers.
Just giving
I
the
know,
selling the
right?
house, baby.
Golly. Putting out on the first date there, buddy.
Yeah.
Jeez. Cheap date, yeah, for real.
Yeah. All right. A Short Hike. I can do that.
Well, good.
All right,
I'm glad you
so-
got that one.
We've got our games.
Book
We'll
report.
be checking out minimum of an hour. Yeah, book report exactly. And thankfully, luckily for us, we'll also get to discuss these with the one and only Hideo Kojima coming at you live. Not live because we don't stream. Not live on Remote Play Gaming and our next episode. So 2 segments. Don't miss them, folks. Don't
Wait.
miss them.
I love how connected
Does
you
it mean
are.
we have to bring? Does that mean we have to bring Jeff Keighley as well?
Yeah.
Whoa,
like,
dude,
They're attached at the
I
hip.
mean,
I think I
only if
I
he
think-
can translate because I don't speak I don't speak anything other
Japanese,
than
yeah.
English.
Okay, I didn't know if he showed up anywhere without being announced by Jeff Keighley. So.
Yeah. Totally.
What?
And
I
you
mean,
met Jeff,
I
really. Is that how you
I
got connected? Is that your connection? Is Jeff
that's
Healy?
I
You
was
met
gonna
him
say
at
me and Jeff go way back, dude. How do you think I got all these guys' numbers?
Oh my gosh. All right, Hideo Kojima. We'll see him next time, and I'm assuming he's gonna announce Death Stranding 2 on our podcast. So
Well, he did
Metal
say
Gear.
he's got a buddy. Might be Norman. Nobody knows.
Norman Osborn classic. Oh, okay, you caught it. I said Norman Osborn. I wanted to see if either of you
Yes, yeah, I
reacted.
did. I
Okay.
did. A little Spider-Man action. Nah, I got ins in the Marvel world too, you know.
Okay. Okay. Um, Speaking of Marvel, I just noticed in your background Marvel United. I got the Marvel United multiverse coming. Wife's not going to be happy. Down on the oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, I got a
Dice
lot
Throne.
of
Well,
boxes
you got
coming.
that. Like your
Yeah.
$600 Kickstarter, right?
I not that much, and do not put me on blast like that. And no, it's not that much.
Definitely not.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not 600. More like 1,200. No. The DC one is like that. I saw the prices is ridiculous. It was like
Which is
It
why
was
I'm
not fun to
staying
spend
far
$600.
away.
I just want to give a shout out to the Steam sale. Celeste right now is $1.99.
hmm,
The best side-scrolling precision platformer
of all
ever.
time.
Mout.
Definitely got to play that, Curtis.
It's a fun
Isn't that on
$1.99.
Game Pass or is it not on Game Pass anymore?
It is on Game Pass.
Okay, so this guy over here selling our viewers like, hey guys, go spend $1.99 instead of getting 40,000 titles for your Game Pass subscription.
Reach into your couch cushions and go get you some
I don't
Celeste
think
or
I
play
don't
it on Game
think
Pass.
our Lord and Savior Gabe wants couch cushion coins, dude. He's like, give me that credit card, give me that PayPal. I don't want your janky fuzz covered quarters.
This might be out of date by the time we record again. But we should play Chain together as well. I mean, it's all the rage right now.
Can do.
Chain together.
Yeah, Chain together. Remote Chain together.
You're like, oh, and you said we should play Unchained or Chained together, and I was just like, what's Chained? And I was like, no,
No.
Chained together.
We should play Chain
Like-
together as one.
Together.
I love it.
Any final shout outs?
Get at us in the comments, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. I mean, it's once every 2 weeks. So we're not going to be
Smash the like
spamming you.
button.
Dude, I hate the word smash the like button. I hate it so much. If you scroll through the like Reddit news tabs or just news stuff in general, like they use the word slam so much. Like, oh man, this guy slammed that guy. That's all I can think of whenever I hear somebody say
Yeah.
smash the button. So then I just dislike the video. I know like they don't look at it anymore, but I just hit dislike. I'm like, nope, done.
It's like
You
everything's
gotta
a
slam,
WWE match.
smash,
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
kaboom down on that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Hit him with the chair. Anyway, yeah. Discord link is always in the description of the videos and of the podcast. So hop in there, check out the previous episodes, come discuss stuff with us. Maybe give us some game suggestions. I do have some for the next episode that I want to bring up after I look at them a little more and share them with the group here from some of our listeners. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you next time. Anything else, guys? And we're out.
Good.
Let's do it. See you.